Warning, the Stone Age Gamer includes a lot of bad language. Cover your mother***ing ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer Podcast. I am Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is Important Revolution Around the Sun, Dan Ryan.
I don't even have a response to that one. I just feel good about that one.
Don't we all?
I do.
2021 is a year filled with a lot of pretty big anniversaries, so Dan and I are going to talk about how we hope they get celebrated. Don't forget to eat some fruit, because the Stone Age Gamer Podcast didn't update their notes.
But it starts now.
It starts now.
It started then. We've already started.
In fact, it's over. Good night.
Good night, folks. It was a great episode, Kris. Really nailed it on that one.
Oh my god, I did the whole darn thing. I just didn't change that sentence. Only think of something now.
Flawless. This is seamless. This is seamless. So good.
Don't walk off a cliff, because this Stone Age Gamer Podcast starts. Hi, it's episode 346. It's the week of February 19th, 2021, and we are still alive. How you doing, Dan?
I am. I'm good, Kris. I'm very tired. As we sit here and record this,
too.
Oh my god, my new Kong figure just fell. God damn it! It just happened. Because I'm out here in the Jose Canseco Executive Annex, and you know, as it is just lousy with action figures and collectibles and whatnot. They don't do well with the constant temperature change that I have to subject this room to, because I don't leave the little space heater that I have. I don't leave that on all day, because that would be, you know, wasteful and dangerous, I feel. So I come out here and it's like 22 degrees, and then I turn this space heater on and it's like the surface of the fucking sun, and all of their joints are like, oh, for fuck's sake. And they kind of fall. And my new King Kong that I just got from NECA broke his foot off already because he fucking ate shit off the shelf. Makes me sad.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Apart from that, everything's great. Oh, no, I really am. I am just exhausted anymore, Kris. I'm exhausted all the time. And I don't really have a good explanation apart from not sleeping, which I know, like, obviously, right? But
yeah, that's usually if you're not sleeping, that could be the cause of your sleepiness.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. That seems too easy. That seems too obvious.
Could be related, but
probably not, though. Probably not. No, I'm down to like, I'm averaging like, I don't even know what that noise was. Oh, things are taking a turn out here.
It's another figure taking a tumble.
It's fucking giant-ass stilt man. No, that was my chair. Oh, goodness. Maybe it won't squeak now. I don't know. No, I'm down to like an average of like 6 hours a night now, which isn't ideal. God, yeah, the dogs just got like on this really weird sleep schedule. So like I'm still going to bed at regular time, but they're like, oh, fuck you, it's 5:30, get up. Assholes. I don't have to yet. Leave me alone. Fucking pricks. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out well when I wanted to, so I thought I was getting close to finishing Cyber Shadow today. And I think, did you finish it yet?
Yeah.
Okay, you did finish it.
I finished it like the day after we recorded the 2 weeks ago or whatever.
So like 2 weeks ago. Okay. So spoilers for anybody who hasn't played it yet. All right. Spoilers. Really, like, go ahead, like, I mean, it's us, so go ahead like 3 hours until we're done talking about Cyber Shadow. I just got that really cool cutscene with the dragon, and got like the double jump and all the extended powers, and then did the motorcycle thing that turned into the mech suit. I was like, oh fuck yeah, this is dope. I'm just gonna do this for the rest of the game. I don't know why I wouldn't just be this powerful. And then he just got smashed. So now I'm making my way through that. So I feel like I'm getting pretty close to the end. But like that game is really hard just kind of to begin with, like for all the reasons we talked about with like the jumping and dash really should have been a button, because I really feel like it would have worked much better if I could just pull a trigger and dash and jump. Like I don't know. But yeah, like trying to play that game when you're tired.
So are you double tapping to dash, or are you pressing the button?
No, I'm double tapping. Can you press a button?
Yes, there's a button for dashing, and in fact, if you go into the menu, you can turn off the double tap for the dash, because
son of a bitch,
that was that kept getting in my way, where I'd want to do the parry move and I'd accidentally dash towards something.
Yeah.
So you can turn off the double tap and one of the, I think just the main options menu on the title screen, and I forget which button it was that did the dashing, but yeah, that is totally a thing you can do.
All right, well, I'm going to have to do that, because I feel like that'll make my life a little bit easier, because there are some really challenging platforming sections. I don't want to say annoying. They can be annoying.
They're tough, yeah.
But they're tough and like rewarding and well designed and not cheap and all of those things. But that jump button is like a millisecond off, and it drives me crazy. So, just yeah, playing that game tired, not a good way to go.
Yeah, I did that a couple of times.
It's like, all right, well, I just died like 17 times in a row. I'm just gonna go to bed.
It's time to put it down, pick it back up again in the morning.
I'm gonna go back to playing Pikmin 3 with my kid, which we've been doing that a lot too. We played a bunch of Pikmin 3 where we just beat the Meyerclops. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the swamp monster. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
We just beat the game the other day.
Oh, did you?
Actually,
Nice.
It came as a shock. I didn't realize how short it was. Like,
yeah, it's not a very long thing.
yeah, we beat it and was like, wait, did we just beat the game? And then the credits started rolling. And we're like, shit, we just beat the game.
Sweet.
But there is more. There's some post game content that we're gonna get through with there's I think a few more Olimar missions that they added for this. So we'll finish those, and then we're moving on to another thing. But I'll bring that up when it's my turn.
Yeah, well, that's right. You will fucking wait patiently. We're on like, I don't know, I think we're on day 24 or something like that. We have like 58 things of juice, because Katie's just like, no, we're getting all the juice first. I mean, okay, do whatever you want to do. That's fine. You don't have to be so mean about it. Like, I'm just happy to play a game with you, man. But yeah, like, so we're ripping through that at a pretty good pace. And then I bought Little Nightmares 2 for Penny. And I got her like the digital deluxe one with the soundtrack and the art book and all that shit. Mm-hmm. And it's really kind of cool. Like, I'll come downstairs in the morning, or up from work or whatever, and she'll just have the PlayStation on, like, just listening to the soundtrack, because it mellows her out. Because it's like a really kind of mellow. It's got Tori Amos vibes to it, which is a weird comparison to make, but it's definitely there. Like some of the not as mainstream, which we're talking about Tori Amos 20 years later, so none of it's really mainstream, but like some of the less mainstream Tori Amos catalog, it's got some similar vibes to that. So I showed her Tori Amos as well, and she was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And I was like, I know, right? There's a picture of 14-year-old me, like I'm standing with my grandfather. I don't even know where we were, but like 14-year-old, like early 90s, grunge era, like ripped up jeans and whatever, my flannel, and the t-shirt I have on underneath that flannel is a fucking Tori Amos Little Earthquakes t-shirt, because I was a sensitive punk rocker. So that's some shit you know about me now. Yeah, whatever. I don't fucking care. I love Tori Amos. But man, like, so you didn't play any of the first Little Nightmares, right? No. I mean, it's definitely not a game for you, but
it looked neat. But yeah, again, it was like Okay, it looks neat, but not really neat enough for me to purchase.
It is a super, like, I find it incredibly frustrating, because it's way more atmosphere over gameplay. There's like, again, there's certain things where it's like, I mean, this just isn't great game design. You know, like there was one section today where we were playing through, and you have to make it through this hallway, and as you're walking through the hallway, there's all these doors, right? And the kids are super duper small, and the adults are really, the proportions are just crazy. Everything's just really scaled to kind of give you that idea of like a kid in a nightmare world. Everything seems so much bigger to them. You know, like that idea that two kids, everything is much more intense and much bigger and whatever. So the game represents that with the size of the character models and the world that it's set in. So all that's fine and all that's great. I'm walking down this hallway, these huge doors, you know, hundreds of doors, it feels like. And as you're walking down, all of these mannequin hands and arms like shoot out of the doors and try to grab you, which is, you know, a totally regular video game trope, right? Like you're walking through the hallway, don't step on the thing, don't get grabbed by the thing or whatever. In most video games, there is an indication of where you have to walk to not get grabbed by the thing or to not step on the thing, right? There's a shadow, there's a line, there's a different colored brick, whatever it might be, to kind of help you navigate through the world. In this game, it's trial and error. Like, okay, I'm just too close to it here. Because the perspectives are all really wonky, and that to me is my biggest issue. And what, like, Penny will come up to me, Dad, can you help me with this? I'm like, I really don't want to break a fucking controller right now, because this trial and error shit drives me crazy. But she doesn't mind. Sorry, the beard hair in my mouth. It's just totally derailed me. Like, she doesn't mind. Like, she likes going through in the experimentation. Like, that is a valid, you know, game design strategy, I suppose. But it is maddening. Because, like, I will pick that game up, and it'll make me feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, look, motherfucker, I've been playing video games forever. I know how to avoid this shit. It's just really hard to do it when you don't give me any visual cues, any lighting cues. Like, there's nothing to follow other than I just have to do this and die a few times until I get where I have to go. So,
yeah,
that's kind of
like fun to me.
Yeah, no, like, it really... And maybe, like, I fully admit that might just be me. There might be other people who are out there playing this game like, no, idiot, you missed this thing, that thing, whatever. Which is totally fine. It doesn't jump right out to me, though. So, that being said, it is a very, very cool game. It's super fucking creepy. There's this one in the beginning, you have to like sneak through a classroom, and as this teacher's walking around, if she hears you or sees you out of the corner of her eye, her fucking head and her neck like snake out. Like, do you ever see, and I know who I'm asking, so I realize the answer is probably no, but you ever seen Nightmare on Elm Street when Freddy's head, like, his neck turned, like, into, like, a snake, and his head just got real long and, like, chased the girl down the hallway and shit?
I have seen that scene, yes.
Okay. That's what the teacher's head does in this one particular section of the game. And it'll, like, go around corners, like, trying to find you. And then you're, like so you gotta run away from her, and you take this elevator up to an elevated section. And then as you're walking through, there's one part where it's unavoidable. It's designed this way to show you what's going to happen. You jump off this little section, and the game is showing you that if you jump from too high of a thing, you'll knock stuff off, and the teacher's neck will come from like 4 stories below. But like, it just kind of slowly snakes its way up there, and it's just looking at it. It's fucking creepy as hell. It's very unsettling. But, you know, I mean, overall, I think it's worth it. Like, I think we paid $40 brand new for the whole collection and shit, and like, if you're into creepy ass games, you know, or like your kids are into creepy shit, not a bad way to spend $40. It's definitely longer than the first one, which is nice too. The first one I think we got for like $7 and beat it in like 2 hours, and we're like, oh, Cool. I guess this is done now. That's fine.
Yeah, I might mention that to my niece. She was the one that had me play that.
Yeah.
What was that weird game called? The one girl with the bandaged face or something.
Yeah. Tohu.
Yeah. No, not Tohu.
Or no, that was your sister.
That was my
the
sister's.
bandaged face girl. Yeah, I forget what. Yeah.
Something face. Sally face. There it is. Sally
Shit
face.
face.
Shit face. Oh, you shit face cockmaster.
Oh, I'm trying to think if we played anything else. Like, I mean, apart from Puzzle and Dragons and baseball. Because, like, obviously. Oh, I did, so I have never, my whole life, in this, what I learned today, 35-year-old game, the original Castlevania, because I told you I bought the Castlevania collection.
Yeah.
So I went through, because I've completed the first Castlevania hundreds of times, right? I've never done it with no sub-weapons. Always do the, dropping the holy water trick on Dracula's second form. So I decided this weekend that I was like, fuck it. I'm going to do a no sub-weapon run. I'm going to see if I can do it on Dracula. And it is so much harder than using sub-weapons. Oh,
I
my
wouldn't
God.
even want to attempt that.
I mean, I did it. Like, it's definitely doable. But man, that game is so much better with save states. Holy shit. Like, because that game, you really don't realize until you go back and play it, like, all the way through. I don't understand how any of us ever had the patience to get up to Dracula in the first place when we were, like, 10.
Right?
You know? Like, that game is fucking maddening.
Yeah, it's
Just, it
it's
is
something.
brutal. But I did it. I sat down and Katie was sitting on the couch watching it with me because she's been going through Smash Brothers a lot now that she's finished with Pikmin 3 and she's not ready to start Kirby yet. So she's just been going back and unlocking all the characters in Smash Brothers because it took her forever to do that. Because she was like, no, I have Kirby. I don't want to unlock anyone else. I have the character that I want. Piss off.
I have the character.
Yeah, I have the only one that matters.
I technically have all the characters.
But there's so many. I was like, she was like, no, I have Kirby. Piss off. But she finally was like, I'm going to say, I have to unlock all these. And she was asking me, like Simon and Richter and whoever. I was like, well, come watch me, beat Castlevania. I'm about to do this thing that I've never done. I'm going to, try and do it. And I'm jumping around and like I've got Dracula to his second form. Like, I got my ass kicked by the first form of Dracula a few times. And I was like, shit. All right. Got that down. I was like, all right, I gotta get the muscle memory back here for the timing and jumping over the flames. And I was like, all right, I can get through him. I don't take any damage, whatever. And then as soon as the second form jumps out, like it killed me the first couple of times. And she would just look over at me and she'd be like, that was totally your fault. I fucking know it was my fault. Jerk, shut up. You're 11. Go to your room, but stay here and watch me do this. So like we get through and I get the thing done and she was like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was so cool. What's the ending like? And I was like, oh, just you wait. The ending of this game is so good. I was like, the payoff is so worth it. And it just goes, thank you. And she was like, what? Freaked out. You just went through all that? And all that happened was the castle crumbled? Like, she starts running around the house. Mom, have you seen the ending of this game? Like, she was so mad. It was awesome.
Didn't she like the funny names at least?
No, she was so angry. She was like, legitimately, she went up to tell her sister, and Penny was like, I don't care. And she went to tell Tiff, and Tiff was like, you think your father hasn't made me sit through that already? Yeah, I know.
Did you see, I think it was like a week or two ago, that somebody finally figured out how to accomplish a no-hit run in Ninja Gaiden?
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, apparently I saw that somebody had done it, and I just assumed that was a thing that exists, right? No-hit runs exist, and there's speedrunners and people out there who do these kinds of things. Sure. So the fact that it was the first time it was done, I was like, huh, that's that's pretty cool that it's been so long and nobody's been able to accomplish it. I guess it's just because this game is so hard. And then I realized, and I was thinking about it, I was like, no, everything's pretty mathematic in Ninja Gaiden. I could see how a no-hit run's possible because it's all like, you memorize it and you get it right, like the same way people do speedrunning. But apparently during the last boss, there was a point where the head comes off when you're fighting the demon at the end. Okay. Where it was just assumed that it was physically impossible to get past it without taking that one hit.
Sure. Yeah.
Like for years, like since the dawn of time, it was like, but you just can't do it, unfortunately, because you lose all your power-ups, so you can't do the spinny slashy attack. Mm-hmm. And somebody just figured out how to do it. And it's really wild to watch. It's seeing somebody take on that last boss, no hit Ninja Gaiden, and like
that is insanity.
Apparently, there's this thing you can do where you can kind of cancel out of your sword slash in midair, and so you can get like a whole bunch of slashes if you can press the button fast enough, and that's kind of like how you have to do it. And then the rest of it's just, dodging all the fireballs that it's constantly barfing up at you, and then you're good to go. And
yeah, I mean, once wild. You do those two super easy things,
once you get there, which is super easy to begin with.
Yeah, no, I mean, if Ninja Gaiden is known for anything, it's its ease of difficulty.
It's just being so user friendly and just genuinely nice to the player.
Oh my God, I can't imagine having the skill to do that, nor the will to do that. You know what I mean? Like
I do. I can't imagine ever looking at Ninja Gaiden and thinking, I'm going to figure out how to beat this game without taking a hit.
Perfectly.
That's just not my brand of crazy. I'm glad that it is somebody else's brand of crazy.
Sure.
Because it's really something to watch. It is a sight. And watching that whole breakdown of how it happened is really wild.
My goodness, though, man. Jesus Christ.
This sheer elation on the video of just like how excited he was that he did it. It was really, really cool.
God damn. I can't imagine. I just can't fucking imagine.
Any Hoosers, let's see. Let's run down what I've been up to. Today was Festival in East Todd. I'm down to probably about once a week in Animal Crossing. Just kind of waiting for March at this point so I can get those last 2 sea creatures and be done with it.
Oh, that's right. You get your whatchamacallit, the ones that you were that have eluded you this whole time.
They have never appeared in the North American version of the game without time travel yet. And this will be their first time showing up as an option, and I will have them. And then I will
have those.
My museum will be complete with the exception of art, which will I just have to accept that that's never going to happen. Because Red shows up like twice a month at most, and I don't play every day, so I miss him a lot. And half the time when he shows up, he doesn't have anything I don't have. So whatever.
So fuck him.
Yeah, whatever. I'll live. Just getting the last of the sea creatures is going to make me a very happy guy, and I'm sure I'll continue to poke my head in from time to time with whatever.
Oh, sure.
Neat things that they do, like Festival. I played for like 20 minutes this evening. I ran around collecting feathers. A peacock danced at me like very aggressively many times.
Very sexy, very aggressive.
Yeah,
kind of like Shakira.
That. Yeah. Except a dude and a peacock.
I mean, either way,
it was very memorable and very funny, and I enjoyed it. And I got a confetti cannon thing. It was like a confetti blower. So I'm just going to set that up in front of my house and have it run confetti all the time.
Because fuck the sanitation workers of East Todd.
And, it all disappears like once it gets to a certain distance away from the machine. So it's I wish I had that in real life.
Right.
It's just infinite confetti confined to this very specific square.
I mean, That's the dream.
That's
right
the
there.
dream right there.
That's the dream.
All the confetti, none of the cleanup is.
God damn it. Who doesn't want that?
There we go.
All the confetti, none of the cleanup. Did you write that one down? Good?
I did.
Okay, good.
So like I said earlier, we finished Pikmin 3, and there's a little bit more to do, and after I wanted to just try and see if does Karen want to keep doing this. You know, I think we're having a lot of fun playing through multiplayer games that she enjoys, and she liked Luigi's Mansion. She enjoyed Pikmin 3. So it's like, all right, what can we do next? Now, this was the day before Mario 3D World came out, and I was like, she will hate 3D World. That game's going to frustrate the crap out of her in like 15 minutes. Past level like 3 is going to be outside of her comfortable skill set, because jumping and landing in 3D space does not work for her. No. It doesn't work for her great in 2D space either, but she can get the hang of it. But jumping and landing in 3D space is not her bag. So I didn't even put that on the table. The ones I came up with were Captain Toad, which the Switch version of Captain, because I have it on Wii U, but apparently the Switch version made it so that you can play through the entire game co-op with Toadette. Which,
that's cool.
In the Wii U version, you had to get Toadette after beating the main campaign once, and then there was like a whole mode, but you had to do a lot to get to it. Rayman Legends.
So lame.
It is.
So lame.
And I'm glad they apparently fixed that. Rayman Legends was another option, which we played a bunch of on Wii U. So I think we almost finished that one. So I wasn't super thrilled about jumping into that one again, especially because I feel like the Wii U one was, I mean, that's the platform that was made for, with the whole second screen thing, moving all the platforms and stuff on the touch screen. Like that game was really built around that, and I'm sure it works fine without it, but I don't know. That was an option. I also have come to understand that there is a degree of co-op in Mario plus Rabbids, and I own that one already. So I was like, that could be pretty fun, because it's a different kind of game. It's one that I've always meant to try properly.
Sure.
So I don't know, that's something. But where I wound up landing on, because I found it on sale at Target, was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Oh, nice.
I have no idea what to expect out of it. I haven't played one of these games since a little bit of time I spent with X-Men Legends. I always wanted to, but never had somebody to play it with co-op. And this seems like her bag, because she loves the Marvel movies. She doesn't have really any comic book connection to them, or she didn't grow up with the characters in like cartoons or anything like that. But she loves the MCU, and she thinks all the comic book related stuff is super interesting. Right. But comic books isn't really her preferred medium. She likes regular books. She's even Neil Gaiman stuff. Neil Gaiman's like, she adores Neil Gaiman. She just has never been able to get into his comic books because that format just doesn't work for her.
It doesn't work for everybody.
Exactly. But she loves hearing about, like, every week after WandaVision, we watch Nerdist do this breakdown of all the Easter eggs that are Easter eggs and weird theories and stuff that are going on and what's exactly happening. And she's just fascinated by all the weird shit that's happened in the comics over the years. So I feel like this will be a really great thing to do with the two of us, and maybe even the three of us. I feel like this game might be relatively simple enough for John to be able to play around with us too. Because all I've heard about this is it's just big dumb fun, and I don't know. We'll see if it gets too frustrating for him. And Ellie can just watch because that's what she does, because she's 4. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to start it. We haven't started it yet, but I did pick it up the same day I picked up Bowser's Fury, which was fun. I pre-ordered it at Best Buy, but I had something to pick up at Target, and I looked online and said Best Buy opened at 10, so I went out to Target early, and I was talking to I saw the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on sale, so I was talking to the lady at the counter, and she mentioned Bowser's Fury, and I was like, yeah, I'd buy it here, but I pre-ordered over at Best Buy across the parking lot and just waiting for them to open. And she was like, but Best Buy isn't giving out these water bottles. I said, wait, you still have the water bottles? Because they didn't announce that until after I had pre-ordered it at Best Buy. I was like, but it's probably just some piece of shit little plastic water bottle, so whatever, it's no big deal. But then she was like, check these out. We have a couple of them left. She pulled one of them out, and it's a fucking metal water bottle.
Oh, wow.
It's like, this is free if I buy this right now? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I bought Bowser's Fury at Target, and I guess I should actually follow through on canceling my pre-order over at Best Buy.
I mean, yeah.
Because, I got the free water bottle, and then I went over to Best Buy, and they didn't open until 11. Well, your website's wrong, jackass. Whatever.
Pricks.
So
whatever, fuck you. I got my water bottle.
Yeah. So I got Bowser's Fury. I haven't even touched 3D World yet. We've just been playing Bowser's Fury, and it's really neat. I'm enjoying it. One part that I'm enjoying more than I expected to is Mario's reaction to teaming up with Bowser Jr. Because Bowser Jr. is constantly like, I hate that character, and this is the most I've ever liked him. Because, like, you get there, and then Bowser Jr. is just like, he keeps painting these pictures and talking to Mario. It's just like, look, my dad's gone nuts. Something's wrong with him. I can't stop him. I would never ask for your help, but, in this instance, could you maybe please help me? And Mario's just looking at him. The look on his face is just like, whatever. He's giving him, like, all the side the whole time. I've never seen Mario with this kind of expressiveness, because he's always, happy Mario. He's like giving him the stare down. Like, his eyes are half closed. He's just like, the fuck you on about? I was cracking up, and every time he gets in one of these conversations, Mario's just standing there like, because you fight Fury Bowser over and over again, and after you knock him out, he's just like, oh man, I thought we had him. I was like, I mean, never mind. Nothing can beat my dad. Nobody takes a beating from Mario like my dad. And Mario's just looking at him like, yeah, okay. Can we get back to the super fun jumping adventure now? It's a layer of personality I didn't expect in a Mario game, and it was really nice to see.
I've heard really great things about it.
It's not flawless. It's neat. It's like a weird cross between 3D World and Odyssey, but both of those games are great. There's a lot of weird chatter on Twitter about like people are like really calling out like, man, Odyssey's so much better than this game. We're like, man, 3D World is infinitely better than Odyssey. Like, dude, shut up. They're both great. They're pretty freaking different. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you turning this into a competition? Jesus.
Because everything's a competition, Chris. Everything.
So ridiculous.
It has to be.
Just enjoy it.
Because if I enjoy it and you enjoy something more, then I might be wrong. Or something.
Oh my God. Well, I will just
maybe
say
I
this,
don't enjoy
for
it.
anybody listening who wants to judge, you're not wrong. Nobody's wrong. If you enjoy something more than somebody else, that's your truth.
Live your truth.
Exactly. And my truth is, I really like this game, and I can't wait to jump back into 3D World, because I really like that game too. And Bowser's Fury isn't super long. It's really cool, the actual fights against him, because you get to the first one pretty quick, where you get the Giga Bell and you turn into Super Saiyan Cat Mario. It's gigantic, and you just have a friggin' kaiju battle. It's Cat Mario.
Yeah, that really kind of creeps me out, not gonna lie.
It's freaking bizarre. But you beat him and he wasn't very hard, and then like you keep getting into these fights with him, because he'll show up every couple of minutes, and you can either like, if you find a cat shine that turns on a lighthouse, it pisses him off, and then he goes back into his shell, or just time will run out and he'll go back into his shell and hibernate for another couple of minutes. But if you get enough stuff to unlock one of these Giga Bells, then you can actually fight him. And he keeps like changing up his methods of attacking you, or he'll like get on a shell and roll on its side. And the music is insane. It's like this friggin' metal music, like with growls and stuff in the background. It's really intense and kind of awesome. When you're fighting, you're not actually fighting him. Like when you don't have the Giga Bell, when you're just trying to survive, he's like just always in the background throwing boulders and these like flaming, just barfing fire on you from all directions, and it's raining, and it's pretty intense. It's really good. I mean, the game itself, much like Tropical Freeze, I would say it is worth the $60 investment to begin with. Just like I said with 3D World, that was not 3D World, Galaxy. HD Galaxy, I personally thought was worth $60 on its own, and 3D World without this whole extra thing, I think would be worth it. This is if you've never played 3D World before, this is an amazing value because it's such a good game and it's not a short game. And then Bowser's Fury is just like a few extra hours of really cool stuff landed on top of it. So I don't know, I liked it. Yeah,
I've heard really, really good stuff. Not for me, but I've heard really good stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't think you should buy it, but if anyone out there is a fan of Mario games, I mean, this is a great one to play. I had a conversation with somebody on Twitter, and now I can't remember who it was, and I'm going to look it up because that won't take long. Somebody was messaging me. We had Clubhouse Games just continues to freakishly prove its worth in this house, and it's out of this world. I cannot believe. In my wildest dreams, I just never would have thought that this game would have been worth the money as much as it was. You know, like we played that Ludo game, and I was like, the kids love this. This is really cool. Let's do it. And it's really cool. So, but it keeps coming up. Like me and Karen the other night wound up playing War and Speed, like just these little card games.
Yeah.
And we had our in-laws were here. Don't worry, we're all very safe. We followed protocols and everything. There was a thing that happened. Don't worry about it. We're good. But they were here, and nobody could think of what to do. So I threw in Clubhouse Games, and I challenged my brother-in-law to Connect 4. And like, we wound up playing Clubhouse Games for a couple of hours. Just these real stupid things, but there's no work to like, okay, let's get out the board game and build it and clean up after it and all that stuff. And I don't know what it is, but these games work. Like the kids really love this weird game called Hunt and Blow on there, or Hit and Blow or something like that. And it's like this guessing game where you have these slots that you got to find four pegs of different colors will be placed and locked into this thing, and then you gotta pick four random ones out of I think a selection of 6. You put them in order, and it'll tell you how many are the right color. Mm-hmm. Like, did you get this was in the right color, but it's in the wrong spot, or how many are in the right spot and the right color? And then you just got to use deductive reasoning every turn, and you keep taking turns, and whoever can figure it out first wins. John picked up chess. Like,
nice,
because I don't actually own a real chessboard, but he finished reading Harry Potter with his mom, and then we watched the movie together, and he thought Wizard's chess was super cool, and then he saw chess on the menu in Clubhouse Games, and he was like, "Is that like Harry Potter chess?" I'm like, "Well, no, it's chess."
It's like actual chess.
It's like actual chess, and so we started playing. And it's got the whole thing where it'll tell you what's a valid move, or what if you go here you're in danger, and here if you're safe, and all that stuff. And he's like picking it up. He's picking up the rules, and I'm not great at it or anything like that, but it's still cool. It's pretty fun.
That's awesome.
So that game continues to prove its worth, and I tweeted about it, and Sean Petrowski on Twitter, and if I'm remembering correctly, he was someone who used to work at Funcoland, and he wrote this whole like blog about Funcoland that was fascinating because he used to work at a store like right by mine, and it was really heard all these fun stories. But anyway, he was commenting that the DS one was just infinitely better, and I haven't played it, but you gave me the DS one. You gave it to John.
Did I?
And I haven't.
No
yeah, you
shit.
did. That was one of the carts that you gave him, and I haven't plugged it in because it's just in his room, so I haven't really messed with it yet. And he was saying that the game selection is better and the whole presentation is better, and I really want to try it out because I think the presentation is pretty solid in the Switch one. There are problems with it, like you can't use the Pro controller for some reason. Like you have to use a Joy-Con, and that's. I mean, it's not like it's a problem in these games because you're not doing anything intense, but it's still like I don't want to unhook my Joy-Cons. Like, I have Pro controllers; they're more comfortable to hold. Don't make me do this. So, whatever.
Yeah.
And like the bowling is not as good as Wii bowling. The tanks are not as good as Wii Play tanks. It's good, but there was definitely room for improvement. There's only like 3-4-player games or 3-player games, which is kind of obnoxious. But whatever. It still has proven its worth, largely because you can sit and play it on a TV. And that was where I commented back. It was like, I'm sure everything you're saying about the DS game is true, but I can't play that with my wife and kids on the couch on the TV. And everybody doesn't have a DS and a copy of the game for you to mess around with. And even if they did, it's all the wireless connectivity and this is something that anybody, like I played Connect 4 with my brother-in-law, which I'm not going to be like, hey, let's bust out the kid's copy of Connect 4 down in the basement and play it. Like, that's not going to happen with a group of adults.
No, but Connect 4 is awesome.
It is. It's a great game. And he kicked all of our asses. And Karen, it was enjoyable for me to watch him beat her because she consistently kicked the shit out of me in Connect 4 the other night. Like, she was just 3 moves ahead of me the whole time. I just couldn't fucking follow it. And she is, man, watching that girl play solitaire is something else. She's one of those people who can blow through solitaire like really quickly. Yeah. And then her and her sister were playing Speed, and Karen has been playing it on the Switch for a little bit, so she like kind of gets it, and her sister doesn't play video games at all, so it took her a second to get the rules and then to kind of understand how the controller works. But like, she wouldn't give up, and then it just turned into this fucking war between the two of them. And Karen is so infuriatingly fast at it. Like, I cannot keep up with the way she does this. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's great. And so I told Sean on Twitter that I was going to jump in and try out the DS one, and I just haven't had a chance yet before recording. But I want to do it this week and really kind of compare and contrast the two of them, because I'm just, the $40 price tag, was it $30 or $40? I don't remember, on that Clubhouse games was like such a turnoff. But seeing how much fun my kids had with it, I was like, you know what? That right there is worth it. This'll make it happen for me. But I did not expect it to continue to be such a good freaking value. $40 for this game, and it still seems like such a lot. Like, that's a big ask for something this simple, but holy crap, have we gotten that money's worth out of this game? Absolutely.
And that's really all that matters. Like, if you get your money's worth, that's all that matters. And it's so, you're 100% right. And I always hear from several other people, like, this is like the secret best game on the Switch. If you need anything multiplayer, you have to own Clubhouse games. And I always kind of like, yeah, okay, Checkers is awesome. But, sure. Yeah,
but it kind of is.
What am I spending $40 for?
Exactly. Like, I could buy Checkers at Target for $10 or less.
Right.
Like, this is nothing. Like, I have a deck of cards, but I don't know, man. It really works. It really works.
That's really awesome.
All right, one last thing before we go to break, because this is a thing that happened online that I was just kind of weirded out about. Last week, in television, Tommy Tallarico and Intellivision posted gameplay of a game called Finnegan Fox. Was that it? Yeah, Finnegan Fox.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I thought, it's got a neat idea. The whole season changing mechanic, but the game didn't look all that great. And but then that was just like this trailer, and I wasn't watching it with the volume on, and then I watched it later with the volume on after I saw Tommy respond on Twitter to because you know how he has this like weird rivalry with Pat and Ian from the CU podcast. Yeah. That Pat and Ian on the podcast did something like a suspicious Finnegan Fox gameplay demo for Intellivision Amico was recently released. I was like, what's suspicious about it? So I looked at the I watched the trailer, and the only thing that struck me suspicious about it, but it wasn't suspicious because Tommy says it right in the beginning, is that this is not what he said. Like all the games are unique to Amico.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, it is technically unique. It's a reskin of an existing game. So
no, that doesn't count.
Yeah, no, it doesn't count, especially because
to be honest,
this I think looks way worse than the original. The original is done in this really cool, pixel art, and this is very like
generic
airbrushy kind of look, and it doesn't look all that great to me. It doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look all that great. And I was like, all right, well, let me hear what Pat and Ian have to say, and I'm. Nothing personal against them, but you know how I feel about them. Just they tend to be far more negative, and I don't love that. So, but I wanted to know what they were talking about, and it wasn't that this was a reskin thing and all the games for Amigo are exclusive. It was the fact that somebody was watching the video and then slowed it down, and there's a point where Tommy's playing the game like he's holding the Amigo controller. And this to show off that he's playing the game on actual hardware, but the button presses are not matching up with what's happening on the screen.
Oops!
And it looked to me like he was like this was a pre-recorded thing that he had watched a bunch of times and was trying to like repeat on the controller.
Sure,
but like the directions weren't right. Like he was pressing in one direction and the fox was going in the opposite direction, and I was like, all right, well, you know what? There's any number of reasons that could have happened. It's kind of shitty, but it doesn't really give me much concern. I have no doubt that the Amico will be a functioning product when it releases, whatever.
I do, but...
But what really freaked me out was that, so I'm just that guy who reads the comments, and at some point, Tommy's reaction to it was... I love the fact that you guys keep falling for what I'm doing and don't realize it. Thank you for the tons
I saw that and was like, I'm out. I don't need to know anything more about this because... boy.
I needed to know, like, what do you mean falling for what do you mean falling? What are you doing? What is this trick that you think they're playing? Because from what I can see, this actually looks kind of damning. It looks like you're faking something. So what's the trick? What's the trick here? He went on another podcast, and I looked at, I listened to this. I can't even seem to find it. I wonder if it's been taken down. There was a podcast or something that he guested on where he said that he intentionally flipped the receptors in the disc so that it would control backwards, so that Pat and Ian would see it and create a stink about it, like it was a trick. Exactly.
No, you didn't.
You didn't.
Your girlfriend does not live in Canada. Fucking stop it. You're a grown-ass man, dude.
Was real, like, and you know that I'm not like super like Tommy does no wrong or anything like that.
No.
But I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because I do believe that he believes in this product, but either you did do that and that's insane.
Yeah, that's something.
Because he didn't say anything about that in the video. So like somebody was going to notice this, and then it looks like nobody knows that you did it to trick Pat and Ian in your official press release for this game. So anybody who sees that your controls aren't matching up with on the screen, it looks like there's something wrong with your product. So are you intentionally showing people something that's wrong?
Are we supposed to believe here? So the crux of this story is that Tommy, by his own admission apparently, is such a vindictive prick that he would sabotage his own release just to get one over on two guys who have a podcast and YouTube show.
That is exactly it.
That is what he is claiming, and that's not a good look.
It's most certainly not.
That's such an immature Like you're legitimately saying that I'm going to put out a hype video for my product that I have to sell that needs to do well. Like, Tommy doesn't need money by any stretch in the imagination. He has done very, very well for himself, and he doesn't fucking have to listen to us, certainly. But you've invested a lot of time and energy and whatnot into this product, so it has to sell to a certain extent. So you are willing to put out a video that makes your product look like it doesn't function so that you can get one over on a podcaster.
That's why I wanted to bring it up, because like it seemed like it was this weird little thing, and then it became something else entirely when he claimed that it was, no, I did that. I totally did that on purpose to screw with these guys. What?
I mean, because look, like the shitty thing about all this is that the people who are going to buy the Amico, right, are the Christian coalition. Mm-hmm. They're not listening to us. They're not listening to Pat the NES Punk. They're not aware of any of this. And he is like, it was one of the things that I found refreshing and, in a word, troubling about our interview with Tommy, is that he basically admitted to making a system to sell to people who don't know shit about video games.
Yeah. And that it's a bold move, but
like that's his market is a sucker born every minute. Like, and that's just not, just ethically and morally, that's just not a cool way to go about your business model. You know, you're going to make money from it, certainly, because like it's a sucker born every minute, but damn, like, that's just not cool. Yeah, like, just in general, cosmically, that's just not cool.
I concur. I just threw in the chat a link to where he says what he did. I just want you to hear it, and I want your reaction. It's
okay.
Just go to click on the link and go to 1 minute and 12 seconds, and then listen to what Tommy says.
All right, and then Evan, you can play this in the show. Well, I don't have to tell you how to do your job that we don't pay you for, but let's make this happen. All right, 1 minute and 12 seconds.
1 minute and 12.
Okay, hold on. Come on, computer. Tommy trolls Pat the NES Punk and delivers a powerful message. Powerful.
I inverted the disc so that when I pushed left, he went right, and when I pushed right, like I did it on purpose.
Before Tommy presses, for example, left, the character's already turning and going left. Before the character's turning right, the character's already turning right. So some people were saying, oh no, that was faked footage, that they were matching it up to him using a controller. That's what I saw.
I inverted the disc so that when I pushed left, he went right, and when I pushed right, like I did it on purpose, just to see if they eat it. Oh, it's a phony video. It's like they're so caught in my web. It's hilarious. They're just such suckers. They're so predictable.
Yeah.
Man, that is such like this. Oh fuck, man.
like, buddy, I'm rooting for you on this thing. I am. All right.
I want to. I do. It's so
is like,
hard.
That just really bothered me. It really bothered me, because it's like, dude, just tell us what's actually happening, because I really don't want to believe that you intentionally sabotaged your own marketing video to get at these guys. Because it just doesn't seem like it makes sense. Because it does. If that's what you did, it's not the own you think it is. Like,
no, it's really not. Self burn. Those are rare. Like, because even just watching. So I hadn't watched the clip until just this very second. But it's not even that it's going opposite if he inverted the disc. Like, first of all, that doesn't fucking work. Like, if I take apart an NES D-pad and I invert to make opposite the fucking D-pad, left is still left.
Yeah, like what he's talking about would have to actually change the electronics on the inside, not just flip the disc around or something. It doesn't work like that.
No, your disc doesn't fucking work like that. It's not a smart disc. Like, where it's like, I told it to go left here, so now it like that. So, so one, like, that's fucking bullshit. So stop it there. And like, because you're gonna get disproven. Like, you're going to, because that's bullshit. First of all, and second of all, like, watching that video, it's not even that he's pressing left and the character is going right. He's pressing left and the character is going left before he's pressed it.
Yeah,
like it's
not
just
matching
slow.
up. Yeah, the whole thing is not matching up.
It's not backwards. It's slow. Like, dude, you're an adult. You're a successful adult. Like.
But then on the exact opposite end of the spectrum, like a couple of days ago, they showed off a new trailer for, not even trailer, just a bunch of gameplay of Breakout. And I'm like, I mean, I don't want to spend a couple $100 to get this game, but I'm seriously considering it because it looks so good.
It does look good.
That Breakout.
That Breakout game looks really cool.
Oh my God, it looks so good.
And they would make a ton of money. Not a ton, because like Breakout fans
it's for me. It's for people who love Big Trip, but
they would make their money back with some profit if it were a $15 downloadable title on every platform.
I would love that.
Everybody is gonna fucking lose their shirt on this thing, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not coming out. First of all. Like, I will because it was, even with the because it missed the first date by a mile, it's not even close to ready.
Yeah.
And then what's the new date for it?
I don't even know if they're like April something.
Something like that. It was his sister's birthday or something like that. I only remember because he was crying in the video. And I'm not saying that to be shitty. That's just why I remember it. Mm-hmm. It was like his sister's birthday or the day that his sister passed or something like that. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, like, ew. Like, that's really kind of gross, too. Like,
April 3rd. April 3rd is the Founders Edition. 15th is the regular launch.
I take umbrage with that sort of thing of like, well, you know, on February 21st, my dad passed away, so we're going to put out a very special episode of the podcast, and you all better fucking listen. Like, fuck you. Like, that's so shitty. You know what I mean? Like, don't use personal tragedy to fucking, like,
hockey or
that's the way I took it, you know, but I also have my own personal tragedy, you know what I mean? So, like, I have that sort of, like, negative reaction to that sort of thing. But still, man, like...
Yeah, all right. Sorry to linger on this one. It was
it's just so weird.
It was a thing that hit me, and I was like, this really bothers me, and I needed to talk about it because I am kind of rooting for this thing, and that Breakout game looks really good. But this whole anything else that was surrounding that, I was like, okay, whatever. It's just some bullshit between these guys. But like, that's a video of Tommy saying he did this thing, and I'm like, Tommy, come on, man. There's how can anyone buy that?
They just.
But
anyway. He's selling it to people
who don't even know who Pat and Ian are.
Well, but not only that, but if they even got to this point, he's selling it to people that he thinks are stupid. And that sucks. That really sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Like, he is intentionally selling this to people that he thinks he's smarter than. And that's really unfortunate. That's not altruistic. That's not trying to to give everybody a reason, because like you said, I want to believe in his message. Clubhouse games.
We were just talking about that in the world. Games, yeah.
There is a place for that in the world, but it needs to be on a system where I can also fucking play Zelda or whatever. I'm
with you. And Finnegan Fox isn't doing it, and we still haven't seen anything of consequence with Earthworm Jim. There's fewer unanswered questions than the actually in existence Atari VCS, which really just kind of came and went, right? I haven't heard anybody say anything about it since it launched.
No. I imagine we'll be able to pick one up for $10 at some point and fuck with it.
God, wouldn't that be cool? I really want one, but I don't want to spend money on it.
I just want to look at it. Yeah.
I just want to have it.
Yeah. I would spend half a Marvel Legend on an Atari VCS. That's how much money I would commit to one.
I absolutely hate saying this, but I really just want to have one to throw in my pile of consoles I don't use.
Put it over there with the other electronics.
Throw it over there with my spare Dreamcasts and Saturns. Or better yet, throw it on my existing pile of Atari 2600s. I've got like 7 of them. They're all just there.
They're all just sitting there.
I got an AV modded 7800 hooked up to the TV. But I'm not going to get rid of one of my old 2600s. I love those things. They're so cool.
Sure. But
I have problems.
You know, you do.
All right, we're going to take ourselves a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how we think large corporations who make lots more money than us should be celebrating the anniversaries of their wonderful products. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from VK.com. Stick around.
I inverted the disc.
Are you enjoying the podcast you're listening to right now? Of course you are. But did you know that it's just one part of an entire network of geek-related goodness? Geekade.com is your one-stop shop for fresh original content no matter what your geek is. Each week you'll find articles and podcasts about comic books, horror movies, X-Men, music, video games, music in video games, Transformers, anime, TV shows, tabletop gaming, wrestling, beer, and more. And hey, if you want to help us create even more original content, please consider supporting us on Patreon. That's available at patreon.com/geekade. What's your geek?
Hi, listeners! We have an exciting announcement. Mutant Musings is evolving!
For 2021, the Mutant Musings podcast is becoming the Mutant Musings Evolution podcast. But what the heck does that mean?
It means we're going to discuss all 4 seasons of the X-Men Evolution cartoon that aired from 2000 through 2003. All 52 episodes.
So on every episode of Mutant Musings Evolution, we'll discuss 2 or 3 episodes of X-Men Evolution. And we'll be releasing 2 episodes of Mutant Musings Evolution per month, every month of 2021.
Episode 1 of Mutant Musings Evolution will be out on Wednesday, January 6th, 2021.
Then get hyped for Mutant Musings Evolution!
Yay!
Yay!
Hey guys, it's Dean, the Vest Lord DeFalco, and I am here to give you the lowdown about where you can find the Vest Lord now. The jet-flying, limousine-riding, kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun that he is over on twitch.tv/vest_lord. We got all sorts of new stuff. We got sub-badges. We got emotes. We got branded content. We got vests. We got lots of vests. Let me tell you guys. Every time we beat a game, we put it on the back of a vest, and we shadow box it at the end of the year, so you can go ahead and check that out. We do all sorts of streams. There's community nights. There's just challenge nights. We do multiplayer nights with some of the people from A Dude, A Lord, and The Truth. That's my new podcast, so go ahead and check that out on Geekade. And be sure to jump in the Discord if you're not already there. There's a handy link in the show notes, guys, so be sure to check that out. Oh, man, it's crazy. I think that covers everything. We're going to throw you back to your normally scheduled podcast. But again, Stop by, give us a follow, show us some love. You know the Vestler is going to want to see you there. He loves seeing everyone. We want to grow this community even more. We're at almost 500 strong, and we want to get to like 1 billion followers. 1.5 billion maybe. 1.5 billion. I think we could do that. So we'll see you there. Once again, that's twitch.tv/vest_lord.
Geekade is looking for some partners. If you have something you'd like to advertise on any of our podcasts, our powerful overlords are ready to talk to you. Send your proposal to mail@geekade.com with the words podcast ads in the subject line, and our diligent army of trained ants will put you in touch with the head of our advertising department. With a weekly audience that reaches well into the dozens, Geekade is the perfect place to get your ads into the ears of the right people. Once again, that's mail@geekade.com. Send your ad in today.
All right, we are back. This is a heck of a year. 2021 has got so many gigantic anniversaries, and so Dan and I are going to talk about some of the ones that we think they're going to do something about. We've already missed a month. Let's see. January didn't really have anything super huge. Like, there's a lot of like sequel anniversaries
but Electroplankton on the DS hitting its 15th anniversary, Chris.
I was just going to say the same thing. Where is my Electroplankton on the Switch? A collection. Collect that game. I want all of that one game on a single cartridge.
That's right. Where's my limited run Electroplankton?
No, but seriously, Electroplankton was such a weird-ass game, and I've always wanted to own it, but it was only sold at the Nintendo World Store.
Yeah. Yeah,
throw that thing up digitally somewhere. Come on, there's a stage in Smash Brothers based on this game, and nobody knows what it is.
That's right.
It's a thing, and it's a really neat, weird little product. I'd love to try it. Anyway, that's January.
Well, they missed it.
We missed it. So here we are in February. We already went past Street Fighter II's anniversary.
And
Street
no
Fighter
one
II's
cared.
30th anniversary was on February 6th, and I think all Capcom really did for it was announce the last of the DLC pack or something for Street Fighter V, which
is awesome. Dan's taunt looks incredible.
It's cool. I'm in.
It
I mean,
looks
I'm not
great.
because it's Street Fighter V, but I'll watch it. I love watching people play that game. I just don't really enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of a bummer. We also just passed, and this one really bums me out that nobody did anything with it because it's such a big deal, at least in my world, is that it's February 14th. We're recording on the 15th. Was
State of Emergency 2. I know.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
a huge deal in your life.
It's the 30th anniversary of Lemmings.
That seems odd that there was nothing for that.
Right? I mean, Lemmings it's not the biggest property in the world, but it's a thing.
But it is well known.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just something small. Like, just something out there. Come on. I don't even know who owns the property. It's like DMA Design or who owns them at this point. Either way, put something out there. I would love to play through Lemmings on the Switch. I love Lemmings. And they love me.
Yeah, they do.
That was where the don't walk off a cliff joke came from. Eh?
I got it. I got it.
Someone did.
I mean, it was a bit of a stretch there with all the, tomfoolery to get to that point, but...
Tomfoolery?
Ooh.
Let's... the big one, we'll talk about this towards the end because there's more to it than just this one, but obviously February 21st is the 35th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, and I believe we are expecting there to be... I expect Nintendo to do something very similar to the Mario stuff, and we're probably going to hear about it right after all that Mario stuff gets delisted. Like, Mario Doomsday in March, they're probably going to drop a whole bunch of Zelda anniversary stuff that'll only be available for a year
to
or
make
whatever.
people feel better.
Yeah. And it will make me feel better. It'll make me feel somewhat better. They got to do something about Mario 35 because that game is really freaking fun. But anyway,
yeah,
we'll talk more about Zelda towards the end of the episode. Let's see here.
got a Stardew Valley, their 5th anniversary.
Yeah, I think they just released a gigantic update for that.
I think so, right?
Yeah, I believe that's probably somehow tied into their 5th anniversary because it's like it was a pretty massive update.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. The 3DS was released in Japan 10 years ago. That's crazy. This one, there's definitely going to be something about Pokemon Red and Green, 25th anniversary of the original Pokemon games. They've already announced that there's going to be announcements for Pokemon. What would you want them to do?
What would I want them to do?
Yeah.
Not announce announcements. I fucking hate that shit. We're going to give you a trailer for the trailer. Fucking can't stand that. I really think like those, they have to be re-released in some form. I don't necessarily think that they would get any sort of like massive graphical update or anything.
Well, they just did that. But it was Pokemon Let's Go. Let's Go Pikachu was this game. So what do you do with it now?
I think you just re-release it.
Yeah.
You put it, and it could be, and this will be a theme that I kind of fall into with some of these other anniversaries because I think it makes sense for other properties. But I think that would be a really good way to introduce the Game Boy into the Nintendo Switch Online service.
I was thinking the same exact thing. That would
like,
be
boom, Pokemon Red and Green. Here
with
you
online
Yep.
connectivity. That would be really something. That would be pretty goddamn big, actually.
It would be huge, and it would be easy, and it would engender quite a bit of goodwill, I would imagine, because you're not asking people to rebuy a thing that they just bought 2 years ago.
Yep.
You know?
And it really amusingly ties into the next one, which we'll mention again towards the end of the episode, but there's another Zelda anniversary on February 27th, is the 20th anniversary of the Oracle Ages and Oracle Seasons games, which are also Game Boy, they're Game Boy Color, so you throw in Game Boy and Game Boy Color into Nintendo Switch Online, you're back in 2 anniversaries right there, so...
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of reason to do it.
Agreed. I think the only other thing in February that makes a lot of sense, we're going to talk about this a little bit more next week, is the 40th anniversary of Defender, the arcade version. Again, this isn't one of those things that should be like some sort of huge thing, but I'd like to see something, and I don't know exactly what.
Yeah, Defender was one of those, and there's a couple arcade releases this year, but Defender was one of those like seminal arcade titles.
It really was. I don't know how you properly celebrate its anniversary other than like, hey, let's put Defender and its various sequels on a collection and throw it up on digital shops or something.
Yeah, but I mean that's good enough.
That for Defender, I would definitely say that's good enough.
Like not all of these have to be HD remastered collections and whatnot.
No, they don't. And in fact, like the original Defender, wouldn't it be super cool if they had a collection of like, here's all the ports of Defender.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
It's like here's the arcade version, the 2600 version. Like let's just get all the weirdo ports of this all running in one collection, the Ultimate Defender collection. That would be cool as heck.
That would be cool. A good like little history lesson.
Yeah, because you don't often see where it's like, no, here's the best version of this game, and then here's other games. Like I want one thing that's like, here's all the Space Invaders and all the different platform versions. Yeah, all like the weird computer version that you grew up with that you love may not be as officially good as this version, but it's the one that you grew up with. So let's give you all. Let's put all of that weird shit together in one. That's
I think that makes a ton of sense.
All right, let's move on to March, and the first most important one here that will definitely not get anything is the 20th anniversary of Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah, and that really sucks. I would really love to see, like, I think it's time for that to be re-released out into the world. It is certainly a problematic game at certain...
it's on Xbox One. It's part of Rare Replay. It is currently accessible.
But it should be re-released on Switch.
My thought for this is a really good segue into... Wait, is it on Rare Replay? No, it's got to be on Rare Replay. I'm 90% sure that it is. But this would be a really great window to announce the release of Rare Replay for Switch.
Yeah.
Which I'm still just shaking my head as to why hasn't that happened. That's sitting right up there with Disney Afternoon Collection on Switch.
Yeah, doesn't make a ton of sense.
It's just, what is stopping you? What in the world is stopping you? Like, you're clearly fine with playing along with Nintendo when your games are going to sell. That's where that audience is.
Yeah.
That's where it is. You sold that collection to the people who wanted to play Viva Pinata again, but that collection of people who bought an Xbox One is pretty goddamn small. You want to know where people want to play Banjo-Kazooie? It's on the Switch. Look at the Smash Brothers thing. That was a big deal. That's where you put it. And Conker's Bad Fur Day, Rare Replay. What's on Rare Replay? I haven't looked at it in such a long time. Oh, I don't want to look at it on GameStop's page.
I would also, while you're looking that up, and this will also be revisited a few times as we go through this list, but it would never happen, and it probably shouldn't happen, but put Conker in Smash.
That would be weird.
It would be
hilarious.
Weird. It would be hysterical. Like the fucking Great Mighty Pooh in the background. That'd be awesome.
I definitely have some thoughts on Smash related things, but we will get to those later in the episode.
Yeah, there's a couple predictable ones that we have mentioned before.
Yes, indeed. But yes, Conker's Bad Fur Day is in fact on Rare Replay, and boy, I want that on there.
Make an announcement, Rare Replay coming to Nintendo Switch. Play Conker on his home console. Like
play the original version of RC Pro-Am that spells out the word Nintendo.
Yep.
I still don't know if they took out the word Game Boy from Snake, Rattle, and Roll, but
I don't know.
I mean, that would involve actually changing that level a bit more, but who knows what they actually went through on that. Anyways, Super Mario RPG was released on March 9th, 25 years ago.
Which is pretty crazy. That is one that I could definitely see them adding that to Nintendo Switch Online.
That would be amazing.
I think that is a really
That would make people happy.
It would. Well, and because that's a game that really probably should get a proper remake.
Well, absolutely.
A proper remaster.
Yeah.
Or whatever, but throw that up on like, and do like, it's coming to Switch Online and we're doing an HD version.
Yeah, God, if they announced because that's like where Final Fantasy VII Remake was at this point. With the fans of Mario RPG series, all the Mario and Luigi's, Paper Marios, and like everyone wants a proper remake of Mario RPG. And like, if they even tease something like that, people would never let go. And it's so ripe for it. It would. The game's kind of ugly in HD. Like it still looks nice on a CRT, but unlike Donkey Kong Country, I feel like the CG in that particular game really doesn't look as good under that microscope. And you see all the cracks in Donkey Kong Country when you blow it up, but I still think it looks cohesive and very nice.
Right.
But the Mario RPG is because it's such a larger game, it just seems considerably muddier when you put it in HD. And like a really proper remaster of that game would be insane.
But still, throw that up on Switch Online.
No, I agree. I think that's what they should do at the very least.
25 years is a big deal. Makes a lot of sense.
And now's the time. It's one of the games people ask for every month. Not every month, but every time they do one of those things where they put more Nintendo games and Super Nintendo games on there, like, where's Mario RPG? Where's Earthbound? Like, okay, well, put Mario RPG on Switch. Go ahead and do it. Do it immediately.
Cowards.
This is another important one that I know almost nothing about, but I know it's an important one. It's the 20th anniversary of Pro Evolution Soccer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big, important franchise, but I don't
know what you do with it.
Yeah, I don't know what you do with that to make it. I mean, you could.
I know what you do with it. What they do with NHL?
Did?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
like NHL '94. There you go.
include some old jank-ass version of it.
with all the modern players. Yeah, that's what you do. That would be awesome.
And that would be fine.
I think we already know what's going on with Resident Evil, right? They announced they announced some stuff with more announcements on the way, but March 22nd is the Resident Evil 25th anniversary, and Capcom's got plans. So
yeah, I
not
really
gonna jump into that.
I really do hope that it includes a remake of Resident Evil 1. Like, we know that Resident Evil 4 is coming. We don't know that officially, but we know that that's true based on the success of 2 and 3. There's no way that they don't do 4. 1 has already had the HD remake, but not the way that they've done 2 and 3. So it's not quite the same. It's not the level that it should be. I don't know what I want from it, but I want something else.
Huh.
They're not going to.
I thought Resident Evil remake was a thing.
It is.
Like, I remember the GameCube remake.
Yeah.
But I thought there was a whole Resident Evil remake thing, but now I guess I'm wrong. Did they start with Resident Evil 2? With the whole super modern remake?
Yeah, because Resident Evil had gotten the GameCube remake and then had gotten the HD whatever, but it was not to the level of remake that it wasn't to the level of skill or quality that the Resident Evil 2 remake was.
Well, right, because Resident Evil 2 was following the success of, like, what, Resident Evil 7, right? That was the one that kind of, like, flipped the whole thing on its head, and they remade Resident Evil 2, and they did 3. I thought 1 was in there, too.
Yeah.
Shows you what I know. Yeah, man,
no,
do that.
They had done a few versions of 1, but I really want, I want the big remake of 1.
Yeah, okay. I'm into
that. And, like, a new movie. Because why not?
It's probably going to happen.
All right,
let's move on to April.
You are just skipping right over the Game Boy Advance's release in Japan?
What are you going to do? Like, it launched with...
Put it on Nintendo Switch Online.
Sure.
Game Boy Advance games. But, like, I think it's time for them to now add that catalog.
I would agree, but I don't imagine they're going to do that and Game Boy. And if you're going to use Pokemon to throw out Game Boy, then I don't think they're going to do GBA before they do Game Boy. I'd love it because I want to play Metroid Zero Mission on my Switch. Yeah, just do it all. Never going to happen. No such thing as just do it all with Nintendo.
No, I know.
Drip feed that shit till we're dead. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of, like, the Game Boy Advance launch lineup. Like, yeah, Circle of the Moon would be cool to play on Switch, but, you know, Super Mario Advance is a remake of Super Mario 2. So I'm not saying it's bad, but it's weird. So whatever.
Yeah. All right.
I'll take any excuse for Dr. Mario 64 for a proper Dr. Mario to be on Switch. Like, the NES version's nice and all, but Dr. Mario 64 is the best Dr. Mario, and it's the 20th anniversary. So, please.
If I had to guess for that one, there will be some sort of Tetris 99 style tie-in.
They're not going to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Dr. Mario 64. That's just never going to happen.
No, I mean, probably not. But if they were going to, I could see some sort of online thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it.
Again, another game. It's the 15th anniversary of Odama for GameCube. Give me something. I love that game.
I mean, there is a less than zero chance of there being any sort of celebration for that.
Please celebrate the 15th.
I mean, there is more of a chance of the Simpsons wrestling getting a 20th anniversary edition of, like,
than Odama. You're 100% right.
There is more of a chance of a for real, like, serious deep dive limited run games Simpsons wrestling edition this year than there is for anything for Odama.
Okay, here's a couple of big ones. I would be shocked and amazed if they didn't do something. Animal Crossing's 20th is coming up on April 14th.
Yeah. There's got to be some event in the current game.
Yeah, there's going to be something in New Horizons that calls back to the original Animal Crossing in some way, shape, or form. With Animal Crossing being as big as it is, there's no way they don't celebrate it in some way, shape, or form. My guess is like maybe they'll have the music in there, or you'll be able to buy something original Animal Crossing themed, like the outfit probably. Like you'll be able to buy the hat with the horns or the
I wrote on my list furniture.
Yeah,
it'll be their celebration.
It's gonna be something stupid, I'm sure.
Or those wibbly wobbly things.
Yeah,
whose names I never remember.
The gyroids.
Bring
me gyroids or give me death.
That's right.
Do you think they're going to do something for the 15th anniversary of Brain Age?
I mean, it was such a huge game with moms.
It was a huge seller.
Massive, but no, it doesn't seem like nobody talks about it anymore. It's not one of those games that like stuck around for a lot of modern iterations. I know there were a lot of sequels and whatnot.
There really weren't. The 3DS one came out and did pretty well for itself.
Yeah.
But then they made one for the Switch and never released it in the United States. So there's
really?
My guess.
Well, that's that.
We're finally going to get the European and Japanese Brain Age game localized for the US audience. I mean, I could just download the European version. It's in English, but
they just never bothered.
It's just not on the
Americans
USD shop.
Are stupid.
Yeah, and they don't want to use their brains.
No, we don't.
Blame them.
Ugh.
This one, all right. I feel a little weird about this one, but it's the 10th anniversary of Portal 2. I feel like if they're going to do something with Portal, it's going to be on the anniversary of the original game, not Portal 2.
I mean, yeah, but Portal 2 is so much bigger.
Well, it's a much bigger.
bigger.
It's a much bigger game, but it didn't have a bigger cultural impact than Portal did.
Man, I don't know.
No way.
I don't know.
Portal 1 started the whole the cake is a lie, the meme. Portal 1 was lightning in a bottle. It was magic. Portal 2 was an amazing game and gamers really appreciated it, but Portal was like a thing. It was really a thing. And Portal 2 was just like, here's this amazing game, but Portal was like, here's this amazing thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like if they're going to do something,
maybe we will finally be able to purchase it on our modern consoles.
Wouldn't that be something? It's the 15th anniversary of Okami. I can't see them doing anything because they re-release that game every 15 minutes. So
yeah, it's a version on my toaster.
Yeah,
it's great.
Let's give the obligatory. They'll finally release Mother 3. 15th anniversary of Mother 3.
Yep.
Will they release Mother 3?
It's coming.
I would love for this to be like, and here's your Earthbound collection. Earthbound Beginnings, Earthbound, and Earthbound 2, all freshly localized in one package for your Switch for $650. Charge everything for it, and people will buy it.
People will. As my grandmother used to say, don't hold your breath with your hand on your ass or you'll die in a funny position. That is how I feel about anything Mother 3 related.
Oh, boy. All right, let's move on to May. What do you got in May?
For May, I've got the 5th anniversary of Overwatch. There'll probably be some online shenanigans, and then we'll get I think we'll probably get some sort of firm Overwatch 2 coming August or whatever. Because it was announced.
Oh, right,
and we haven't heard much.
Yeah, we haven't.
You know, so on the 5th anniversary of the original Overwatch, it would make some sense, do a big thing and even like be super, shitty about it and like make the reveal in the event somehow online, some sort of shit. I don't know. That seems like something they would do. Overwatch is great. I'm actually somewhat excited for the sequel.
Huh. I've never tried it. Probably should.
I actually do think you might enjoy that one.
I like the art direction in it. It seemed like the kind of thing that might be fun.
It's cool. The powers are cool. Like, it works really well. It's really well balanced. Yeah, I would suggest it.
I don't think we'll get anything big, but I feel like the 25th anniversary of Metal Slug will not go by unnoticed.
Now, SNK is usually pretty good about, like, hey, here's a fucking collection.
Yeah, I feel like we'll get a Metal Slug collection on every platform.
Yeah, and Metal Slug's great.
Yeah.
It's hard as shit,
cool.
but it's great.
This one I want to see something happen with. Dragon Quest's 35th anniversary. Dragon Quest is such a massive property.
There's got to be a thing. There has to be.
I want to see a collection of the original versions of these games. Like, because the stuff that they released on Switch earlier this year were like the mobile phone versions that have the gross redrawn graphics that I hate.
Yeah.
I want to play the NES version of Dragon Warrior again. I mean,
is that on Nintendo Switch Online? Because
no, those games have never been on Virtual Console either.
Yeah,
Dragon Warrior 1 through 4. Just
wow, that's so weird.
I want to see a proper collection, maybe even with like fresh translations or something in them. I really want the original versions, kind of like what Final Fantasy did a while, like around their 20th anniversary. I think they did a bunch of stuff with Final Fantasy where they really put some effort into getting those original versions out there for people to play. Yeah. I want to see that.
All those discs, right? The PlayStation ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see Dragon Quest get that treatment and get the ones that were never really available, on like the Super Nintendo ones and stuff. Put together some Dragon Quest collections. I want to see that series get some real proper dues, because Dragon Quest 11 I think did really well on Switch, which was weird because it was like the second full release of that game. It was like released on PS4 and then overhauled and released like 2 years later on Switch. Yeah. And then it did, I believe the game did really well. It got ported over to Xbox as well. And
it also, like, it makes sense for a lot of these things to happen right now, not just because they're anniversaries, but one of the things that is a little bit easier to do during, our pandemic shortened work days is fresh translation. Mm-hmm. You don't need a whole a whole team making a new game. These are easier things to do to get product out there. There's got to be something. There's got to be something for it. It's such a big deal.
Yeah, like maybe announce Dragon Quest 12,
remaster
all the animes and stuff and get them available if they're not currently available, and just get the old games, like some proper collections going on. Make all the original games more accessible.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right, we're on to June. We're in my birth year, the 40th. We've got some good ones here. I want to see something happen with Battletoads. It's the 30th anniversary of Battletoads. I still love the original game, warts and all, pun intended. I think this is when they announce Battletoads for Switch.
Yeah, that's what I had written down. I had the original Battletoads added to Nintendo Switch Online and the current Battletoads available for purchase.
See, I look at it more like this is yet another reason to put Rare Replay on Switch. So I don't think they're adding Battletoads to Nintendo Switch Online. I think they're putting...
That's a good point.
I think they do the Rare Replay and they port the new Battletoads to Switch, because I don't think that game moved the needle much on Xbox, and I think it would do really well on Switch.
Yeah, it really didn't seem to. I do want to play it. I do hope it's good. I haven't seen a lot of positive about it, but that's a game that I really feel like I want to try myself. Mm-hmm. For, I don't know.
It looks neat. I'm very interested in it. We did on Waveback, one of my songs from last year, we did a weirdo version of the Waveback Awards. One of the songs that I loved the most was I had poked around the soundtrack. I saw that there was a remade version of the Turbo Tunnel theme. And it's cool. Really good. I want to play it.
That's cool.
It's the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels. I hope that they just forget about it.
Yeah.
They're not going to do any, and there's not going to be any more big Mario anniversary stuff. I don't think. I think they're probably going to say a few things at the end, but we're going to transition to Zelda this year. I think that's what's happening.
I think we might get the fucking, because Mario, like, it's delisted in March, right?
That's what they say. They're delisting. You won't be able to buy 3D All Stars, and Super Mario 35 is just straight up shutting down.
Yeah, Super Mario 35 is shutting down. 3D All Stars is going away, and we know that that's upsetting. But please look forward to the HD remake of Super Mario 64 for its 25th or whatever the fuck it is.
Sure,
that's what I see happening.
All right. Sonic. All right. Do we want to talk Sonic later, or do we want to hit Sonic?
Yeah,
now?
I mean, because they said there's going to be a lot of announcements, so
yeah, I feel like
we'll save that to the end.
Yeah, we'll save that for the end. N64, the Super Mario 64 25th anniversary. We just mentioned that. Ocarina of Time 3D's 10th anniversary. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I think we might actually see something with that later, but we'll get there.
So that's pretty much this month, with the exception of Frogger for the arcade 40th anniversary.
I did have that written down of like, there should be something for Frogger. Like, it's probably just going to be a mobile release, like on iOS and Android. But
I think there already was a relatively recent one, and Konami owns that property. I don't have any expectations that something's going to happen with that.
Oh, okay, then pachinko machines.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what it's going to be.
It's the 30. Moving on to July. This is the 30th anniversary of the original Duke Nukem.
So, yeah,
I think that's a brand that that's over.
It's past. Yeah. We're done with that.
It is, however, the 25th anniversary of Nights into Dreams.
So I don't think anything is coming from that, because this Balan Wonderworld thing is coming out.
You're probably right.
And
but Sega doesn't have anything to do with that, right? It's a Square thing.
It's a Square thing, but he's been working on Balan Wonderworld, which that was the other thing we played. We played the demo for Balan Wonderworld.
Wonderland, I think.
Wonderland, sorry. Wonderworld was a toy store in the town I used to live in. That game is fucking weird.
Yeah, I have heard very mixed reviews on that. Mostly negative.
I think I liked it. It's fucking weird. I don't know, like Katie played it, and she had the same response to it. She was like, I don't even know what, she was like, I feel like I'm in a fever dream, and I think people are gonna like cosplay as these characters at FurryCon, and I don't understand what life is anymore. But I think I'm kind of into it, and I think I want you to buy this for me. But what I've heard
more than anything is that game needs to be delayed. Because for all of the interesting ideas that are in it, it is not done.
Yeah, I mean, well, and it is just a demo. I mean...
Well, yeah, but a game's not going to change that intrinsically.
No, I know.
Now and its release date. And
just trying to be hopeful.
Knights is a really good example of that. And here's my thing with Knights. And I hate to say it, but I think that Sega... What I want is for Sega to get that PS2 port of Knights on, ported to modern systems. And I also want them to port Knight's Journey of Dreams, for all of its flaws, onto modern consoles as well. And announce...
And Christmas Nights.
Well, yeah, Christmas Nights is part of the PS2 one.
Oh, right.
They included that in the PS2 one. And I want them to announce a third Nights that... oh, God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. It's not Yu Suzuki, is it? No, it's the Sonic guy.
Naka.
Yuji Naka. There you go.
Yuji Naka, thank you.
I want them to announce a third Knights game that Yuji Naka is not making.
Yeah, he's got real good ideas.
I want a fresh team on Knights, because Knight's Journey of Dreams was a perfect example of like, this was nowhere. This had some neat ideas in it, but it's like George Lucas directing the prequels. Like, come up with the ideas and then let somebody else execute them. Because you got a great idea, but the execution is not good. And Balan Wonderland is showing me a very similar situation that, like, you got the ideas, but the actual execution of the game is not living up to the expectations of what the ideas are. Like, they're just not living up to the potential. And I think a third Knights game from a different dev team could be something amazing. I mean, look at what people are doing with Sega's properties, like with Lizard Cube and Streets of Rage. It is very, very possible to take one of Sega's properties and put a really an up and coming indie team on them and make something amazing. And I think Knights is prime for that.
I don't disagree. I don't think it has a shot in hell of happening, but I don't disagree.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen either, but boy, would it be cool if it did.
It certainly would be.
5th anniversary of Pokemon Go. You think we're going to see anything for that?
Huge.
Probably.
A giant, massive summer event. They've already said they have stuff coming.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Pokemon's, they got all kinds of stuff happening. This is the one I don't really know what to do with. And it's the 40th anniversary of Donkey Kong.
Tetris 99 tie-in. That's what I wrote down. Some sort of wacky online thing.
That would be certainly interesting.
Maybe not even a Tetris 99 tie-in, but like some sort of weird online multiplayer thing like they've done, like they did with Mario.
Yeah.
Some sort of weird thing based in that original
Donkey
world.
Kong 40. That would be something.
Yeah, something like that, you know? That's what I see them doing.
I definitely want there to be a proper celebration of the Donkey Kong franchise. Like, I would love to see an actual update to the damn Arcade Archives release of the arcade version of Donkey Kong, because the sound's still screwed up on it, but whatever. I would love to see some sort of official Nintendo release, not the one from Hamster, of the original Donkey Kong arcade game, or maybe a Donkey Kong arcade compilation. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be cool.
But more than anything, what I want to see out of the 40th anniversary of Donkey Kong is a new sequel to not Minis, just Donkey Kong 94 for Game Boy.
Yeah.
I want to see a proper follow-up to that. Not even Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which was a follow-up to it, but not nearly as good.
Donkey Kong 21 or whatever.
I just want to see a new Donkey Kong game done in that style, and I also want to see a new Donkey Kong Country style platformer.
Yeah.
Because Tropical Freeze underperformed on Wii U, like everything did. And it did well on Switch, but not as well as it should, even though they do still promote the game, which I think is very cool. Like, it still shows up in new Nintendo Switch commercials because they view it as an evergreen property. As well they should. The game's amazing, but it's been a while since we've had a new Donkey Kong game. And I want to see a new Donkey Kong game. It's a 40th anniversary.
And Donkey Kong is responsible for Nintendo's success.
Twice.
Like, I know we throw that at Mario's feet and whatnot, but it's that arcade game.
That arcade game.
That's the one.
It's that arcade game basically launched Nintendo of America, and then Donkey Kong Country put the Super Nintendo, like, completely put it over the top of the Genesis during the 16-bit era.
Yeah.
Like, Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Country are two of Nintendo's most important games. And 40th anniversary, like, that's a big freaking deal. 40 years?
It's a big
We
ass
didn't get
deal.
anything for Donkey Kong's 35th, so let's see some real Donkey Kong celebration. That's what I want. I want a follow-up to Tropical Freeze and a follow-up to Donkey Kong 94 and a collection. I want to see them just lavish Donkey Kong with some love and affection, similar to how they did Mario and will probably do Zelda.
And see, I felt similarly of, like, it's the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy X. And I feel like that should be a big deal. I have no idea what they would do for it.
I just don't think people have as much love for Final Fantasy X as, like, that one in specific. It's the 30th of Final Fantasy IV, you know?
Yeah, but Final Fantasy X being the first one on the PS2, like, it went in a whole new direction. Like,
Final
I don't know.
Fantasy IV was the first 16-bit one.
Yeah,
It
no,
was
you're
an-
not
it
wrong.
was-
You're not
I think
wrong.
4 and 10 are in very similar positions of both being watershed moments for the franchise, but also...
But just, I don't know what you do with it.
Yeah, I don't either. I got nothing on that one.
All right, Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so August, and we don't think that 25th anniversary of Star Ocean. I don't think anybody cares.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Sorry. Yeah. August, however, is a
August
big month.
Got some killers. Got some big ones.
I just want something new for Golden Sun. It's the 20th anniversary. I'm not going to get anything new for Golden Sun, but I want something.
You never know with Golden Sun, right? That DS game, I feel like the DS one that nobody liked, still it came out of nowhere. And then it's got a following. I don't think whatever happens is going to be big, but I do feel like that might get some attention. Maybe. I
will mention this again later on, and it'll break your heart, which is kind of giving it away a little bit, I think. But I think the most that this will get will be some sort of spirits event in Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's about it.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to get anything for Streets of Rage because we just had Streets of Rage 4.
I could see a collection, though.
Yeah, maybe a Streets of Rage collection. I could see that.
Like, we just did Streets of Rage 4. It did very well. Here's 1, 2, and 3. You know, which have
like
been available.
A really cool remaster of 1, 2, and 3.
With
like
some
really
soundtracks and some artwork kind of thing.
Some online play.
Yeah.
Maybe include stuff like the Master System versions and stuff. Like, just do a really cool Streets of Rage collection. No, I can see that. That'd be really cool.
There's an easy thing there. I would play the shit out of Streets of Rage 2 online. Oh my god. I would go crazy for that. That would be amazing.
Are we sure that doesn't already exist?
I mean, no. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I wouldn't go as crazy as I think I would.
Streets of Rage 2 online.
I mean, it very well might.
Streets of Rage 2 classic apps on Google Play.
Nope,
so
that's not it.
I think you can theoretically play the game online, but not properly.
Yeah, no, I'm talking proper console. That would be awesome.
We're going to hold off on Metroid till the end?
Yep.
Okay. 10th anniversary of Xenoblade Chronicles.
Man, I feel like everybody keeps trying to make Xenoblade Chronicles a thing.
It's working out for him pretty well. Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was a pretty big success on Switch, so much so that they remade the first one again, and I think that one did really well. But, I mean, what do you do besides that?
Yeah,
I don't think they're ready to announce a third one.
I don't think there's a thing for that.
Yeah, I think that series is just going to keep going in the direction that it's going. I think it's now landed as like it's not Fire Emblem, but this is a proper B, C tier franchise for Nintendo and Monolith that's not going anywhere. So
yeah, and I think mostly because it doesn't feel to me, outside looking in on it, it doesn't feel like a first party Nintendo franchise. It feels like something that they've licensed from somebody, like, I don't know. I don't know. That's the way it feels to me. So I don't think it gets as much love as it possibly should.
I don't know, man. Nintendo's been giving that game a lot of love. Got released on 3DS for crying out loud. Xenoblade Chronicles was remade on 3DS and then remade again on Switch.
Yeah.
Like, They put some effort into making that one stick. I think that's an internal darling with Nintendo, and the fact that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 did as well as it did, I think, was a really cool thing to see happen for them.
Yeah.
What do you do? We already did Super Mario World, that already happened, but it's still the 30th anniversary of Super Mario World itself, and
you give it to Lizard Cube, and you just let him redraw it.
Oh my god! Don't even threaten me with that good of a time. How dare you? All right, all right. 30th anniversary of F-Zero.
Nothing. Nothing. The 30th it already passed in Japan. It was last year in Japan.
Ah, right.
That's the North American release.
That's a good point.
Yeah, nothing. Which is fucking stupid. But nothing. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it was November of last year. Maybe they just...
No, they didn't. I hope I'm wrong.
Spirits Event and Smash Brothers.
Yeah, Spirits Event and Smash Brothers. Maybe.
Capcom's probably going to do something for the 20th of Devil May Cry.
I don't know what you do, though. I was thinking about that one earlier, too. They've already done the HD collection for Devil May Cry. Like Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3, I think, were the PlayStation 3 HD remaster collection.
Devil May Cry Party. Mario Party, but Devil May Cry.
I'm into it. I'm not, but can you do Dante in Smash?
There's been a lot of rumors about it. I fucking hope not.
I mean,
I hate that idea. And
why do you hate that?
That's the thing. Because they got Bayonetta.
Yeah.
What's he gonna be play wise? That like he doesn't bring anything that Bayonetta doesn't already bring.
Yeah.
From a gameplay perspective. So
it's a weird. I don't know what you do with it. I feel like you should do something with it.
No, you wait for the 25th. We already did that, so we wait for the 25th, and then
you take 5 more years to come up with an idea.
You put more distance between the last time you did something special with the original game, and then cough up something for the 25th. That's
I don't know. I would like to see like a fucking Mummy demastered. Like, give me a Devil May Cry demastered. Like, make
that would
it just
be cool.
A fucking
2D Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Tetris Attack. Where does that land as far as like its actual release dates for Japanese panel upon? Tetris Attack, Puzzle League, 95. Yeah, the anniversary was last year for that one. Meh, okay. September! NES Open Tournament Golf 30th Anniversary, yeah!
Yeah, no, nothing. Spirits Event.
Nothing.
Spirits Event.
First big one I see in September, which I think we're already... There's definitely some love for this character coming earlier in the year. Crash Bandicoot. 25th anniversary of Crash Bandicoot's in September. They just announced Crash 4 coming to all the current gen platforms.
Yep.
So Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series.
But they just did the collection.
Exactly. They just did the collection. So
Crash and Smash.
Crash and Smash.
That's the only other thing that you do.
I think that would be the coolest damn thing. And I'm not a Crash Bandicoot fan at all, but I do think Crash 4 looks neat, and maybe it's time for me to break down and try the old Crash Bandicoot games, because I'm not a Crash fan because I've never played them. So,
I mean, they're okay.
I hear Crash 2 is great.
It's good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll like them. Crash 4 just looks cool.
It does look good.
I gotta say,
I am intrigued by it.
I like the look of it, so...
Crash and Smash.
But yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think the best move for Crash Bandicoot's 25th anniversary is, based on the fact that they just sold 14 bajillion copies of... God, that Crash collection, the Insane Trilogy.
Oh my God, it did so well.
Obscene numbers. And then like months later, they released it on Switch and then sold more obscene numbers.
Yeah. It's
like,
absurd.
I don't know how Crash 4 did, but I feel like it's going to do really well on Switch.
I think so too.
So yeah, Crash and Smash. That's what they have left.
Yeah,
either that or give us a Insane Collection 2 of all the crappy Crash games that they intentionally wrote out of Crash 4.
Well, and because they also did the Crash Nitro fueled.
Yeah, Crash Team Racing got remade too.
Crash Team Racing, yeah, that already got a thing.
They really
Crash and Smash really is the only thing left.
And boy, what a thing that would be. I just want them to, do the reveal trailer based on that old commercial where Crash is standing outside of a Nintendo headquarters with a megaphone calling out Mario.
Yeah.
I just want to see Mario walk out the door and start beating the crap out of each other.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
That would be the best thing.
I will buy that DLC if that is what it is.
Like just for that announcement alone.
Yep,
like that
is worth my money.
That would be amazing. All right, I know you want them to do something with this, and I still feel like it's not going to happen, but it's the 20th anniversary of Advance Wars. We got to get something?
Nope.
Yeah,
I really wish we would. Really wish we would. We're not going to. Really fucking should.
It's the 35th anniversary of Adventure Island, and I don't know what to do with that. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
No, I actually, I got, I called some people, Chris, and you're not going to believe this. Breaking news, a scoop here on the Stone Age Gamer podcast. For the 35th anniversary of Adventure Island, it's going to be announced in September. A new game in the storyline. The title, they gave me the title of the game. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's Monster World Boy in Adventure Island Land 9, Wampum Sayuki World Monica 6 is what it's called.
I thought you were going to say it was called Adventure Boy.
Adventure Boy. No,
Adventure Boy on Wonder Island.
It's Monster World Boy in Adventure Island Land 9, Wampum Sayuki World Monica 6.
You know what would be really
It's
funny?
official. That's what's coming.
If they released Adventure Island, like a crossover Wonder Boy Adventure Island game that's just the first game.
Just call it Boy. Boy.
You can play with the Master Higgins sprite in Wonder Boy or the Wonder Boy sprite in Adventure Island, and it's the same goddamn thing.
Oh God, they're not going to do anything. They might do something. They might.
You know what I want? I want an Adventure Island collection. I think that would be great.
Yeah, they should do that they should do that.
That'd be cool.
Or are those on Switch Online? That's my default for anything.
No, they aren't. They're not on Switch Online.
So there you go. Put Adventure Island and Super Adventure Island on Switch Online.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. They've been on Virtual Console in the past, so that's not outside of the realm of possibilities. That would be cool to see those pop up in some sort of collection or put them on Switch Online. It's the 20th anniversary of Luigi's Mansion. I still think we're too close to Luigi's Mansion 3 for that to be a thing. So
see, I disagree with that. And again, because it's not going to happen because it's the same thing as the Game Boy because they're not going to do all of it at once. It's also the 20th anniversary of the GameCube in Japan.
Well, yeah, because
so you do
Luigi's Mansion was the launch title,
so you do Luigi's Mansion and GameCube games on Switch Online.
Maybe.
I mean, right?
It's something that people are asking for, but I feel like once you get to GameCube games, I feel like GameCube games, they don't want to do something like Switch Online with. The GameCube games are going to be like, here's the game remastered, like Mario Sunshine or Luigi's Mansion on 3DS. I mean,
for some of them, but there's still, I don't know.
I mean, like, what else? Like, there weren't simple games to just like drop on there that Nintendo published for it, you know? Like, what are you going to throw Rogue Squadron on Switch Online? That's never going to happen.
Well, no, but like just skipping a little bit ahead into October, into next month, like the first Pikmin hits its 20th anniversary. That's a Nintendo Switch Online game.
No.
That doesn't need a big remaster, you know, like
I think they just sell it. I don't think they put something like that on a service. I think they sell that. Because they did that with Wii, you know, they put new play control, Pikmin and Pikmin 2 exist, and they did that on Wii. I feel like they take Pikmin and they sell it, especially considering the Pikmin 3 is officially the best-selling game in the franchise, and like did pretty well. Like, I think that franchise is safe, and I think with Pikmin 3 doing as well as it did, and will probably continue to be pushed, I think maybe they put Pikmin 1 and 2 on the eShop as, you know, like up-res games, similar to what they did with Mario Sunshine, and then sell them.
That would be cool. I don't know. I could see a Nintendo Switch Online thing for GameCube. And obviously I don't think it would be nearly as robust as perhaps the earlier consoles, but I think there's an avenue there.
Good word. Robust.
Robust.
I'm looking through the rest of September, though, and Castlevania, we just had the Castlevania collections. Maybe they announce Anniversary Collection 2 for Castlevania.
I mean, but
wouldn't that be nice?
It would be, but it doesn't make any sense because it's the 35th anniversary of the original one. I actually have an idea for that, which I will mention at the end. It ties in later. But yes, I agree. At most, there will be nothing because it's Konami.
Okay, hold on. I'm having an idea. I'm having a thought. October
Don't
30th.
say it.
October 30th, 1986 was the release of Vampire Killer for MSX. There's your in, because if you're going to do a collection that includes the Metroidvania type Castlevanias, this was where that started.
Right.
Boom.
It's an idea.
There's your Anniversary Collection 2. You tie it into the anniversary of Vampire Killer, and you put that and like the Game Boy Advance games on a collection.
Oh my God.
And then everyone will ask where the DS games are.
Yeah. Where the fuck are the DS games, you pricks?
And Konami will be like 5 years from now, like, here's an excuse, I don't know, here's Circle of the Moon, and well, here you go. Congratulations.
The DS games are right where the Ico HD remaster that should be coming for its 20th anniversary, but is not.
Yeah. Where was that?
Really
I just saw that. Where was that? Was that in
September.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
20
right
years
there.
ago for Ico.
Good times.
I would love a proper, like, Shadow of the Colossus style thing for it, but I really doubt it.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like we would have heard something about that already.
Yeah, that seems like the kind of thing Sony would have announced, but, who knows?
Maybe. We'll see.
Anything else in September?
That was all I had.
Galaga, Bubble Bobble just got a release. Road Rash, sure, I don't know, maybe. Electronic Arts doesn't really seem all that interested in doing anything with Road Rash, so who knows?
No.
All right, so let's move on to October.
We just talked a little bit about Pikmin. I could see them announcing Pikmin 4. Kind of keep the hype. Because it's done so well.
They mentioned Pikmin 4 so long ago that it was almost done, and then it just kind of stopped being a thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of it had to do with they didn't really know if the franchise was going to stick around. And I think now it officially is going to stick around because they mentioned Pikmin 3's success in their financial briefing or whatever. The game did well, so I think Pikmin is a viable franchise at this point. But the question is, like, Pikmin 3 is selling well now. Do they just hold on to it like Mario Kart 8 and like maybe release Pikmin 4 on their next platform? I don't know.
Oh man, I don't see that being a thing. Because it's good, but it's not as the replayability isn't there like Mario Kart.
I don't know, man. Have you played Bingo Battle?
Sure, but
it's got great multiplayer. They should have made that online, though.
Yeah,
but yes,
I don't know.
We'll see. That could be interesting. I would like to see something with that.
The only other big thing I saw in October was Grand Theft Auto 3.
GTA 3 was game changer. That was Street Fighter 2 levels of sequels outpacing the original right there.
I mean, it really, really was. I don't know what you do for it, though. Like, apart from, again, the lazy thing is the full HD remaster, but I don't see that happening.
Oh, why not?
I feel, again, like that's something we would have heard about by now.
I don't know. I feel like that's the kind of thing that they shadow drop. Like, hey, happy anniversary, 20th anniversary of GTA 3. Here it is on all modern platforms. Enjoy. Yeah,
I mean, I could definitely see some like online heist missions with GTA character in GTA 5. Have some GTA 3 themed things or characters pop up or something like that. I don't know. I have to imagine there will be something, but I have no idea what because I don't care. It's really what it comes down to.
I have tagged out of caring about that. Let's see.
I had nothing else in October.
Yeah, me neither. So now I'm in November. It breaks my heart to say that nothing will happen for Elite Beat Agent's 15th anniversary.
No,
that's a given. Microsoft might do something for Gears though.
15th? Yeah, I mean a collection.
It's a weird it's a weird anniversary. I feel like 15th isn't one that gets gone after that, like 10 and then 20 and 25.
Yeah.
15 seems like a weird number, but I don't know. We might see something.
Speaking of the 25th anniversary of Tomb Raider.
No, good old Tom Raider.
Tom Raider, that's right. They've said that they're doing stuff for Tomb Raider this year. But then they haven't announced it. They were like the year of Tomb Raider or whatever. And then nothing has happened yet.
Yeah, I'd like to see, I really want to see those. I think an easy thing to do would be to get those last gen Tomb Raider games, the ones that were really good, plop them on Switch because they could handle that. That platform can handle those.
Yeah.
That would be a really good plan. A collection of the original PlayStation Tomb Raiders. But like the only thing that makes me doubt that is like, I feel like if they do that, people are going to play them again and be like, maybe we should have left these in the.
Yeah, we should have left these where they were. Yeah, I don't know. Tomb Raider's a weird one. Again, I don't know what you do. Announce a new game. Like I really don't know what you do for it.
Yeah, I think Tomb Raider 25th, because I don't think the original version of Tomb Raider has been available, like readily available or packaged or something like that recently. That got remade already too, didn't it?
For free. Maybe
there was like a Tomb Raider 1 remake before they did the reboot. There was a big remake of Tomb Raider 1, I think. Oh my god. I don't follow the Tomb Raider franchise enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been I wasn't into it until the remake, and the remake was just so goddamn good, or the reboot. Yeah. I have not cared about the original stuff at all.
Tomb Raider Anniversary, that was it. Tomb Raider Anniversary in 2007 was a full PS2 remake.
Of the original?
Of the original Tomb Raider, yeah.
All right, so maybe they clean that up a little bit and
give us something that has that and the original game.
Yeah,
packaged together or something. Let us play the original again.
That could work.
Yeah. All right. Cool. We got the 20th anniversary of Halo. I think they've already said that they're going to be doing stuff with that. I'm sure Halo 5? Infinite. There you go. Halo Infinite's gonna. There'll probably be, because I'm sure it'll be out by November, and then they'll probably do some sort of online event to tie into the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, and you do the multiplayer maps and stuff like that, and then Master Chief and Smash.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I think I said before on the show, that's my guess for the last one, because that's the biggest get. I think the last two, right, because there's two left. There's two left or three left?
I think three.
Three left. I hope it's Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden, because there is no Tecmo representative in Smash, and Tecmo and Nintendo are super tight.
Right.
So that's my hope there. Then the Crash Bandicoot thing, tie in for the anniversary and make that super awesome reveal trailer. And then for the last one, because I think the biggest of all reasonable possible gets you could have in Smash is the frickin' Microsoft mascot, Master Chief in Smash.
Yeah.
That's my dream 3 right there. That would be it for me. If those 3 were it, that would be amazing. And it's going to be like Kratos. It's going to be Dante, Gino, and I don't know, Discoon.
Some weird franchise nobody's ever played. Like, oh god damn.
He's the mascot for the Famicom Disk System.
Yeah.
Or Sakurai himself.
Like Alex Kidd. Like, I don't want that.
Whoa! What a stretch.
Keith Courage, what are you doing?
You're not selling anybody. It's not going to sell any copies here.
The guy from Legendary Axe? I mean, all right. Cool cut, but that's weird.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the rest of November is tied up in Zelda. So we'll get there.
15th of Wii Sports. Again, I feel like 15 is not something that they're really going to acknowledge. I think if we're ever going to see something like that, it's going to be for the 20th. You know what? The 20th anniversary of Smash Melee, that would be an interesting game to throw up on the eShop with online play.
That could be cool.
Yeah, people would hate them for it because it wouldn't be the GameCube version. They'd be like, "Oh, right, they're releasing Melee, but it's awful. It's not Melee. It's not real. Give me the real shit in my veins." I mean, it's the Metroid 2. We kind of already did that. All right. So before we talk about any of those, let's see if there's anything in December worth talking about.
There's one, and it's only going to get a Spirits event in Smash, but Kid Icarus should get more than that.
It should. My dream is that they put the 3DS, obviously Uprising remade for Switch would be amazing.
Yep.
I think it could hit a huge audience there because it's not like the game did poorly on 3DS. It was a success on 3DS, but it could be doing a hell of a lot better on Switch with some proper dual analog controls. Make that happen. And I would also really, really love, at the very least, I would love to see that 3D Classics version that they made for 3DS of the original game with those little touch-ups. Just put that on my TV screen. That's all I want.
That's all you want.
It's gorgeous, but I hate playing it on my 3DS. I want to play it on my TV. It's so good. It just fixes that game completely. I love it.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I wanted to for you. I do. I mean, I wanted to for me too, but
yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't know that it's not going to happen because Sakurai has a connection there. You know, like he brought that game out of the gutter, and it did well. And it's a big part of Smash, and Sakurai is kind of like earned the right to do whatever the hell he wants with Nintendo if he wants to. So he already said in an interview that putting Kid Icarus Uprising on Switch would be a bigger undertaking than, it would be more difficult. It kind of like shrugged it off as it's probably not going to happen.
Right.
Which to me, either that could mean anything.
Right. It means it's going to happen. Definitely. He was fucking with us.
I would not put it past him. So
no, I wouldn't either.
I don't know. I'm holding out some hope that in December, Nintendo will do something cool for Kid Icarus for the 35th. But all right, it's time to backtrack. So the first anniversary we're getting, that's the big deal, is Zelda, right? That's in like a week.
Right.
So what do you think they're going to do?
So I think they're going to tie everything together, like all the Zelda anniversaries this year, because there's so many of them, like Skyward Sword and, all of them. So I think that there will be some sort of collection that'll be released.
3D All-Stars style for a limited time.
3D All-Stars for a limited time. I also think that we are going to definitely get the Legend of Zelda Maker, like the Mario Maker thing. I think that's definitely happening. I don't know how you do it, but I think they do. And then I think perhaps we might get some like what they just did with Link's Awakening. We might get those the Oracle games done that way.
I'm on a very similar track with you there. I think the collection is going to be the Grezzo 3DS, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. Instead of it being a 3-game pack like it was with Mario 3D All-Stars, I think they just put Ocarina and Majora's Mask on a single pack. A single cart, and will be the same limited time as Mario was. Like they'll do it for like 6 months or something, and that's when that's available, and then it won't be available anymore.
And will it be the Ocarina of Time 3D?
Yes, the Grezzo remakes for 3DS. Yeah. They're going to take
those. Grezzo, that's what you said. Sorry.
And I think they're going to touch them up, because I know that they broke Majora's Mask.
Right.
And I think they fixed that for this release because they did do some touch-up work like that in the Mario 3D All-Stars. So, and it's just those 2 games on that. I think we get the Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD that were on Wii U. I think those both get released on Switch, but as their own individual releases. Like, I don't think those are going in a collection. I think those are each just going to be full $60 games that will be available probably both at the same time.
Yeah.
And my wallet will cry.
But they will be worth it.
Because that Ocarina one's also going to be $60.
Yeah.
With an Ocarina Majora's Mask. I do think that we'll get a release date for Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, I do think that too.
And I think that we might get an announcement for next year, like you said, the Oracle games done in the engine of Link's Awakening.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And you know what? Just because I'm a crazy person, I like those are all things I could see happening. They're very easy to do for Nintendo. Those things, I think the Ocarina and Majora's Mask are a little bit tougher, you know, because that's there's got to be some work put into those to get them up on Switch. But I do think that if I'm really going out on a limb, I think that what Nintendo will do for the anniversary of, because this is the anniversary of the original Legend of Zelda, is get that BSX Satellaview stuff happening on Switch Online. I think
that would be nuts.
That's the 16-bit remake of the original Legend of Zelda that they never officially released outside of the BSX Satellaview in Japan. I think they're going to make that a playable live event, but they're going to do it just like the Satellaview thing. It's not going to be something you can keep. It's going to be like, here it is during this exact time. Kind of like they did with the Four Swords anniversary they did for, I think, Zelda's 25th anniversary or something. It was available for free for everybody, and if you got it, then you got it, and you have it. But if it's going to be limited time, and that would be super awesome.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
That's my prediction for Zelda. I think they're just going to drop a whole bunch. And because we already know Breath of the Wild 2 is coming, and that'll be right at the end of the whole thing. I think they drop the collection and those 2 HD games. Or, you know what? Skyward Sword, too. That's another one.
Yeah.
I think we might see the Skyward Sword thing, and I think they just drop them every couple of, like, one a month or something, maybe. I don't know how they do that, because there's so much to do, but if they release all of them, they'll all be bought.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no issues there.
Yeah. Or maybe even they announce, like, the Skyward Sword is coming out even later. Like, they'll announce that they're working on it, and that's going to come out after Breath of the Wild 2 comes out. And I don't know how long this stretches out, but I do think that given the overwhelming success of Super Mario 3D All-Stars, the Ocarina and Majora's double pack, I think, is a given. And I think that the overwhelming begging since day one for the Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD being ported to Switch, like, people have been begging for that since day one. I think that has to happen too. And outside of that, that's where I sit. That's my guess.
I feel like there's going to be a lot, and people are going to be happy with it.
Yeah, I think they're going to do up Zelda pretty properly this time around. So let's see, what was next was Sonic. They've already announced that they're going to be doing a bunch of stuff for Sonic's anniversary. So the question is, what exactly will they be doing?
I think you get a new mainline game. Sonic Forces was the last one, I think.
Sonic Fiveses?
Fiveses, yes, definitely Sonic Fiveses. That's so Victor Borga of you, which I don't even know if you get that reference, but...
I don't.
Man, I love me some Victor Borga. That dude was fucking hilarious. Yeah, Sonic Fiveses, I think, is a definite, and they better use that name. Again, I think you give Lizard Cube the first one, and you just be like, redo that. But they do something nice with, like, the original Sonic, like, really clean it up, make it really pretty.
Well, I think they've kind of already done that with the Sega Ages release.
Nah. Not good enough.
I think that if they're going to do something along those lines, I think the anniversary thing that everyone's going to care about is Sonic Mania 2.
See, the other thing I was going to say, you might not be wrong there. I could really see them totally ripping off Nintendo and doing a Sonic Maker as well. Just doing like
that'd be
really
pretty cool.
crazy levels and shit.
That would be really cool. I would love to see a Sonic Maker. That would be awesome. And you know what? There's also the Adventure 2, I think, is got an anniversary, so maybe they do a Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 collection.
That could be cool, because they already announced the movie sequel. Like, that already got announced, so that announcement is taken away. Yeah, I don't know. The fact that Sega said they have a lot of announcements coming is good. You know, maybe we finally get a sequel to Shadow the Hedgehog. That game was so good. Give them bigger guns.
Yeah. Bigger guns, more guns.
More guns, bigger guns. Just like make them like Deadpool. Be great.
Yeah, I would also really like to see them re-release Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I want to see them say, we figured it out. This is what we figured out whatever's going on with this game. Here it is.
Here it is.
Maybe give us a new Sonic collection, because I think even the Sega Ages Sonic 2 isn't what the Animal Cannon.
I'm not sure.
So whoever did Sonic Mania did a version of Sonic 2, I think, for mobile that's outstanding, and that's not what the Sega Ages one is. So maybe a proper, Sonic 1, 2, 3, and hell, 4, right? Because 4 is still, that's a thing that exists. Sonic 4 happened.
It did.
Maybe you take both of those episode 1 and 2 and mush them together and make just one cohesive Sonic 4 and make a 1, 2, 3 and Knuckles 4 collection.
That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
I could see something like that. That makes sense.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, so the last big one, Chris.
That's Metroid, right?
That's Metroid.
Nothing. We will get nothing.
I mean, would it surprise you?
Absolutely nothing.
Would it surprise you at all
if they just completely skated through nothing for Metroid's anniversary?
No, I think, and go with me on this one, okay? I think we are going to get the Prime Trilogy for the Switch. I think that is definitely happening, because it would be so much money left on the table to not do it. That is the way to get your modern audience introduced to this franchise for Prime 4. Yep.
That is how you prime for Prime 4.
Oh. I think I'm not going anywhere with that one. We also get Prime 4.
Or a release date for Prime 4. My guess is a release date, not the actual game.
Nah, they're going to shadow drop it. And it's available now. Like, you fuckers. God damn it. All right, here's $100. But I think, and here's the thing, this is what I want to happen more than anything else this year for the anniversaries. This is the 30th anniversary, or the 35th of Metroid. And, Chris, the 35th of Castlevania.
Oh my God. Are they going to make Metroidvania?
I want Metroidvania. That's what I want. I don't want them to do anything other than put fucking Simon Belmont in the original Metroid, and I want Samus in the original Castlevania. Don't change anything else. Just leave it alone and give me Metroidvania. That's what I want, and that's what should happen.
Simon Belmont would be absolutely unplayable in Metroid.
Fucking playable.
He wouldn't be able to make any jumps to any platforms.
No, it would be awful.
And Samus would just destroy Castlevania.
She really would. But no, I mean, I think that actually makes more sense because the portmanteau is Metroidvania. Then it's got to be Samus in the original Castlevania. And, like, the fucking candles will drop, like, the morph ball and missiles and shit.
That would be so cool. That would be amazing if they could pull that off.
It's the best idea. It's the only idea that makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Here's what... Oh, you're right. That makes a lot of sense, which is why it's never going to happen.
Exactly.
Except somebody's going to make it. Like, it's going to be an unlicensed thing. Somebody's just going to make that.
I'm fine with that, too.
All right, here's my thought. I agree with you on the Prime trilogy. That sets up for a release date for Prime 4. I think that we will get Samus Returns ported in HD.
Okay.
I would be
super into that.
As well as that exact engine. And what that team has been working on since then is a remake of Zero Mission in HD.
I'd be real into that, too.
And, like, they're probably not changing much. They're not adding, the parry move or anything like that. Just making Zero Mission widescreen with the game engine that they have in place for that. Because that game felt fine.
Oh, it was great.
Weight-wise, the way Samus moved, that would work just fine. Give us a Zero Mission redone like that. Because the only thing wrong with Zero Mission is that it's a Game Boy Advance game. That is the only thing wrong with that game.
Yep.
That's what I think. That's what I think happens. That's how I think you best honor the original Metroid. Either that, or you do similar to what I think what they should have been done ages ago, is give the original Metroid the same treatment they did Kid Icarus with the 3D Classics thing, with the backgrounds and some slight gameplay tweaks.
That'd be very cool as well.
Add an in-game map and add the backgrounds and stuff. That would just be amazing.
That would be great. Not hard.
No, yeah, not hard. And
not hard at all.
Given what that did, because Zero Mission's a fucking masterpiece. Like, it's really so is. But there's something to be said about those original sprites and sounds of the original NES Metroid. But like the original Kid Icarus, it looks so primitive now. And just adding those backgrounds and the slight gameplay tweaks to the original Kid Icarus changed so much and gave that world so much more life.
Yeah.
You make crazy cool pixel art backdrops for those flat black backgrounds in the original Metroid, and you've got yourself something that just looks and sounds amazing. Because that's kind of the problem with Metroid Zero Mission, is that it effectively replaces the original Metroid as something that needs to be played, because the original Metroid has all these problems that just don't make it all that fun anymore. It's kind of like going back to the fun can be found in it, but you have to look for it. Kind of like Adventure on Atari 2600. You really have to approach it very differently. And if you add the in-game map to it and the backgrounds to bring that world to life, now you've taken those original the original Hip Tanaka songs and those original graphics and made them something more future proof. Like, you've now given that original version a reason to be played more, with and more accessible. Because that's the other problem with the original Metroid, same with the original Kid Icarus, is that they're just not super accessible to play. There's a neat idea, but I think Pit's great in Smash Brothers. I'm going to try Kid Icarus. What the hell is this? I'm done. Like, this seems like a neat idea, but I can't do anything here. I can't beat this, so I'm done.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know how to go about playing this.
Yeah,
there's no like kids today. Like old people say, kids today are not drawing a map. Like,
you're not busting out the graph paper to draw a map. They're not.
It's not going to happen. That concept is so foreign to my girls, like they would never even think to do that.
So for as much as I would love the Metroid Samus Returns style remake of Zero Mission, I think I would love that more fixing of the original one, even more, and then just get Zero Mission playable on Switch, because that game's a fucking masterpiece. And its only problem, that game needs to be remastered, because similar to what we keep hearing with the new Slam and Sam Miller on YouTube, who's doing the found the original instruments for Donkey Kong Country, and now he's doing the Super Metroid soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like, the sound of Metroid Zero Mission is like really cool, but so compressed because it's Game Boy Advance. The screen size is so wrong because it's Game Boy Advance. The controls are so limited because it's Game Boy Advance. Like, that game just deserves so much more, and it was so perfect at the time. It was amazing on Game Boy Advance. It was 100% the right thing to do at that time. But
It's one of my favorite games I've ever played.
It's so good. It's so good. It just needs to be expanded. And I feel the same way about the Game Boy Advance Castlevania games. Like, you go back and play them now, they're still amazing games, but they're also so limited by that hardware. It's like there's always going to be that really crunchy compressed audio, and wouldn't it be great to play it like and feel like you can breathe and see more of the area, you know, without the screen constraints that the Game Boy Advance by nature imposed.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Yep. And with that, it's midnight. Let's go to bed.
Go to bed. Yeah, this was a long one.
This was a long one. That's what she said. That's our show.
Oh, did she ever? It was
Not
Valentine's Day yesterday.
Not to me.
Sorry. Good night, everyone.
Join us next week when Dan and I will be jumping into the February 10, 20, 30, 40, where we'll talk about games like Defender, as well as things like Musha and Mega Man X5 and a whole lot more. We are on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, the Geekade Patreon, which helps keep this show running week after week, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ali. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And actually, you know what? I'm going to interject here. Speaking of YouTube, the Stone Age Gamers YouTube channel has started being used again. I am creating videos for the YouTube channel. I'm doing product overviews, and in the next week or so, I'm going to be doing my first entry in a series, a hopeful series called Stone Age Gaming, where I just talk about random shit in my collection, and it should be fun. Also, this podcast is now on the Stone Age Gamer YouTube channel. It gets posted every Monday after the episodes go up on Friday on iTunes. I'm posting them on Monday mornings on YouTube. So if you prefer to listen to your podcast there, you can. Hooray. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks, and we'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That's it, everybody. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.